Because you can't drink and talk at the same time.
Leave the conversation to us and order another beer.
You're listening to Texas's live
Midday
beer-centric show, Liquid Lunch.
Liquid Lunch.
With producer Perry,
Kennedy and Schaumburg. Here are your hosts,
Catherine Contreras,
and Josh Stewart.
and go.
There we go.
That voice you hear right there, the sultry tones of one Preston Brown at the Grain Cellar.
Yay.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
What is
Preston.
up? Can we take him?
Thanks for
In
thanks
like
for letting
2
me on.
seconds.
Of course. You're always welcome. Of course, Liquid Lunch brought to you by the Grain Cellar, Humble's premier homebrew store. All your homebrew, home winemaking, mead, distilling, and general information from the Professor Preston Brown. Do you mind being
Okay.
called the Professor?
I don't know.
So,
Sure, why not?
special today, extended from last week because it was such a roaring success. If you go in and say, I
Absolutely.
love Liquid Lunch,
I got 2 of them.
free hugs. Did you?
That's right. Yeah,
Two hugs?
yeah.
All right.
Who
I had
was
to
it?
Prompt them for it.
Who
I
was
was like, "Hey, please say this,"
And then you were just all on them.
and I was like, "Oh yeah, 2 beautiful women, right?"
Oh, nice.
Heck yeah.
Nice. Making the world a brighter place, Preston Brown. Spreading that love and that homebrew knowledge. What were they buying? What are 2 hot ladies in a homebrew store? What were they picking up?
Wine kits. They were both buying a single wine kit to brew for themselves.
What kind of wine was it?
It was a Shiraz.
Okay. Are we gonna get to see Preston on the stream? There you go.
No, I can't do that. Wrong one.
All right.
Again, first day of streaming, Preston. So, what's been going on over there in the Humble?
Well, I'm getting over the summer cold thanks to my wife.
Nice.
That was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But everything's great. We're doing good. We just hit 10 months,
Nice.
Yay.
and yeah, it's a great thing. We're still running in the black, even though last month was short. So
Now-
it's a good thing,
Typically, the summer slows down a bit, just simply because it's so hot.
right?
And now is prime season to jump in and get those. Like if you want, like we see a lot on the shelf, but they're always more satisfying to brew. And you're like a pumpkin ale or something like that. Now would be the time to start planning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oktoberfest, we may have missed that. Have you missed the boat on Oktoberfest? I mean, if you wanted to buy the end of September.
Yeah, you're probably a month late on that.
Yeah. You could do a variation. Like I know St. Arnold uses ale yeast in their
Sure.
Oktoberfest,
Sure.
and that's a delicious beer. That may be.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah, that might be my favorite beer of theirs, but I'm not gonna let anybody hold me to that because I hate to pick favorites. They have so many good ones.
I do have a question for you, Preston.
Sure. What's up?
Josh.
Oh,
By the way, Preston,
that was
what are you drinking?
It's time for your
Oh,
favorite
good
segment and
question.
mine here on Liquid Lunch.
Are you gonna
This
play the
is-
intro?
We're playing.
What you
drinking?
so
Well,
Preston.
this is a hard cider. I
Oh,
figured
nice.
it would go very well. The extra vitamin C wouldn't hurt me,
Yes,
and it'll make me happy because it's 14%.
nice.
mean it'll-
And
you mean it'll make
14%. Stop.
Whoa,
Hold on,
whoa,
everybody.
Whoa.
14%.
On tap at the Grain Cellar.
Wow. Did you make this cider?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. How do you bump up the ABV to 14%? Typically, ciders are around 6 when you just do a straight cider.
Yeah,
How'd
yeah.
you?
I added a great deal of sugar to it to
Oh,
bump
sweet.
the ABV up.
See what I did there? I said sweet.
Yeah.
Is it?
Sweet.
Did you back
It is.
sweeten it, or is it straight
No.
up dry?
No, it's dry, but the apple flavors definitely come through. It's a nice golden color.
Yes.
Ta-da! Put the
Nice.
beer logic in there.
Yeah. There you
You're
go,
welcome, Chad.
Mm-hmm. Chadford. So you just added more sugar.
Yeah.
What kind of yeast did you use?
It's a Montrachet. It's a champagne, so I put it on CO2 and it carbonates, so it's a sparkling cider.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it already. So a couple of those, and Preston is going to be he's going to be doing
Happy.
He's going to be
You're gonna be hoppy.
performing music
Yes.
and all kinds of stuff here on Liquid Lunch today. There'd be more than hugs given out at the grain cellar.
Easy now, easy there.
That's the only thing he's going to pass on.
No, that's okay. So I've got Kennedy. If you'll look over to your right, I think you leaned your bag against it over there in the floor. There's a bucket with a gallon jug on top of it.
I
need
see
to
all that.
I need to transfer it. So Preston, I just got a gallon of juice from the old Whole Foods market. I was in there a while back. I was like, oh, there's a jug of apple juice. I just grabbed it and threw some yeast in there. And what I'm going to do, and you tell me if my process is going to work. It's gone through primary pretty much now. That this weekend, if I have time, I'm going to transfer it over to my gallon glass jug, let it clarify, then
Right.
going back to my 2-gallon bucket, put it in the freezer for a few hours to get some slushy on the top, siphon off that slushy, and repeat the process until try to get some Applejack. Does that sound like a winner?
That so yeah, technically that's not supposed to be illegal.
Really?
So
Oh,
So
keep it on the down low.
You didn't
Oh.
really do that.
I mean,
No.
You did that in theory.
for
Yeah, in theory.
theory,
for
yeah.
educational purposes, I'm researching to see if
Of
that
course. Yeah.
actually
Yes.
would happen. But if one were to do
ice
that,
distillation. Yeah,
yeah, it's old school, right? Like they did back
absolutely. Sure.
in the day. Okay, so you just it's like ice beer or anything like that. You just freeze out the water and scoop it off.
That's right.
How is that illegal?
It's
mean, I know-
distillation.
I mean, I know that it is, but it's your freezer. They love that tax income, I guess.
They love that tax
It
money,
all
right?
comes down to that tax. All comes down to the tax. Yeah, but
All
anyway,
about the Benjamins, right?
yeah. Well, hey, what's the next beer I should do? I haven't done a beer in a while.
You could do a cream ale.
Could do a cream ale. Where would I?
And that'll get you through the rest of the summer.
That's true. Until December.
You know, TD Mike,
Yeah, I do know him.
yes, he just made a honey saison.
Yeah, and did you try it?
He just bottled it yesterday or something.
Okay.
I can't wait. That was my idea. He asked for ideas.
Okay. I want to do like a
Summer beer.
mild. I'm into milds. I don't see a lot of like commercial milds. Very sessionable, like English style. And they're a good transition from summer to fall beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a brown mild on tap right now.
I should come out and try and I need to seek inspiration.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if somebody were wanting to brew a mild, they could get all their ingredients and gear there at the Grain Cellar in Humble.
No, I don't sell any of that stuff here.
Oh, have you changed? Just all you went straight hugs. The hug business
Yep.
has become so
Right
lucrative
into the hug business.
that you just went straight hugs and
That's right.
you just get paid in love,
I'm in the wrong business.
right? He's a love dispenser. Take that
Yeah,
any way you want.
absolutely.
So what like the grain profile for a mild? Is it? It's not a smash beer, right? Or could it be?
Well, it could. It would be a blonde mild or typically, you're talking about something that's 5% or less ABV, and I prefer to use English yeast on it so that you get some malt character on it.
Yeah, that English yeast. Maybe it's the English in me. I have some English roots. The name like Stewart, right? It's kind of obvious. Do I look? I
Right.
kind of look like a saltine cracker. That's me
With a beard.
with a beard. Now I'm just extra English is what I am. So anyway, but quick shout out to everybody watching on the Facebook and the Periscopes and the YouTubes.
Yes, I want to say hey to Caleb, Jeffrey, and Chad.
Oh, hey, Chadford.
Yeah.
And
All
Caleb.
three of my favorite people.
Right?
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
And a little tease coming up at the bottom of the hour for the second half of the show, Preston. We've got Josh Haley from Texian. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the local beer news, the Texas beer news regarding Texian, going through some changes. So we're going to pick his brain straight from the source, get to the bottom of all that. Tons of speculation online.
Nice.
That's what the
Nice.
internet does. They speculate.
Yes, but we have the truth.
We have, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. So, second half of the show, everybody stick around. It's working. You can also see that Catherine not with us today. She is on assignment. That's what we
On
say.
beer assignment?
Yes. Actually, no, her kids had Meet the Teacher Day, so which is beautiful because that means the kids will be back in school soon, and freedom.
Oh.
Like
You'll know about that soon, too, right?
dude, yes, it's no. I love hanging out with my girls, but the running around, and yeah, and lots of Hey Jesse. Have you ever watched Hey Jesse, Preston? It's a Disney
No.
Channel show.
My kids are older than that.
Quality programming. Let me tell you, quality programming. That Hey Jesse, just awesome to binge watch. Unfortunately, not going to be on Netflix for much longer, as Disney just announced they're going to do their own streaming service. So you'll have to get the Disney streaming app to watch some Hey Jesse and all the other fine Disney films. But while you can, watch that Hey Jesse.
I'll pass. Hard pass. On
Now, Kennedy, we didn't even talk about what we're drinking. We were doing a segment. And,
Exactly.
We're hearing about 14% ciders and
Yes.
enamored and enthralled. So what are you drinking currently? What do we have on the beer cam?
Well,
That's you.
I'm using the beer can for something else, but I'm about to show you.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about this one.
There you go.
We got the B52
Boom.
third anniversary wild ale.
Has it really been 3 years? B52.
3 years.
Man.
Wild ale. It's a sour kind of day.
Preston, you're not far from B52 where you are ish. I mean, we're probably
Yeah.
about the same. But do you get out there very often? Because it's one of those breweries where, I had them on Interbrews a couple years ago, and I don't get to get out there as often as I would like. But man, they've really come into their own. It seems like with just all these new beers they're putting out and everything.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I haven't, obviously, because of my new store, been able to get out there for the last basically year, but I'm big fans. They've got an IPL that is fantastic. I tried it first time at the Beer Fest in Galveston, and I mean, it was the belle of the ball.
Yeah.
There was nothing better out there. I went back for seconds and thirds.
Yeah, that's and that's saying something when you go to a beer fest with all those beers available, and there's one that just kind of smacks you in the face, and you're like, I got to have more of that. And
Yeah.
I think their first beer fest out in Katy, that the first one they ever did, I think maybe even before they were open to the public, their Pilsner, super solid Pilsner, won the best of show.
Yeah.
So they have a heritage, a track record of excellence. So
They have a really excellent sour Hefeweizen.
sour Hefeweizen.
Man, it's so good.
Are we going to break open that?
you okay?
You okay, Preston?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. Well,
Hopefully-
let me introduce our other beers really quickly.
Okay.
So we have this. I've had this before. It's so good. Suspicious. Wait, there we go. Suspicious Delicious by the Collective Brewing Project.
Boom.
It's a tart saison,
There you go.
and then from our friends at New Braunfels Brewing Company, got the Uber
Oh, yeah.
and sour Hefeweizen.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like what New Braunfels is doing, too.
Now we got to be careful when we open these.
Oh, yeah.
They tend to explode.
Well, they're living creatures, all
Yeah.
of those. Do you do much brewing with Brett or any of that other kind of stuff, Preston?
The only sours I do is kettle sours. I don't do the funky stuff because I don't want to infect my equipment.
Okay. Speaking of funky stuff, there's Kennedy's face. But what's the difference between like the funky stuff and
my-
kettle sour? When you kettle sour,
I lost my. Sorry.
you lost the bottle opener.
Oh, it's right here.
Now, you're using the scissors?
Yes, I'm using the scissors.
All right, don't put your eye out and don't get cut. But anyway, the kettle sour. Do you just add how does that work? I've never kettle soured anything.
You add the whatever it is you're going to sour with to the actual kettle, and then let it sour in the kettle, and then boil it to kill everything.
Okay, but the acidity, right? Because that's where the pH drops, And that's
Right.
where they. Did you not have the other bottle opener? You're struggling.
Dude,
I wish we had.
And
I wish we had.
I'm
slow-mo.
watching it on Facebook. It's brutal.
I wish we had slow
All
mo.
right. You know, I thought the scissor can opener would be kind of cool.
Yeah, but not so much.
No. Oh, I got it. It's okay. I got it.
There
We're
you go.
good now.
All right.
We're good now.
Are we gonna get the? We need slow mo. We need to add slow mo, Preston. That's
You can't do slow mo live.
sure you can. You can do slow mo replays, and then we can get that slow
slow-mo
mo
replays.
replays of the pours. I'm excited to try this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check that
Turn
out.
over. My pre-show beer today was a Art Car IPA. For anybody
I
interested.
saw you drinking that.
Delicious, right?
Yeah.
It's a good Kickstarter beer. Hey, that smells really good. Tell me more about
Yeah,
this
it
B52 beer. What? Tell me more about it.
Uh,
I go to default ignore Kennedy.
yeah, of course you do.
What?
What? Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Tell me more about that beer. What do you know about that beer? The label.
Well, let's see. You put me on the spot here.
I am.
God, I can't read this.
Well, give it to me.
6% alcohol.
6%.
Yeah, yeah.
That's about where. Let's see. Ooh, they got the flavor tasting notes. Look
Yeah.
at that. Tasting notes right on the bottle, Preston. See that? Is that clear?
It's clear as
No.
mud.
Yeah. Okay. It's not. Ooh, they got Chad and Brent and Justin all signed it. Wow. All right. Tasting notes: sour, fruity. A blend of 3 beers. Ooh, a Saison Brett aged in red wine barrels, plum Saison aged in oak, and sour Saison fermented in oak as well. Boom. Well, good at you. Good at you.
Sounds
B52.
tasty.
Yeah. Let's see. Smells fantastic.
I was just corrected. Uber's a sour Weizenbach, not Hefeweizen.
Oh, so why is it so dark beer?
Yeah.
Who corrected you? The internet?
Price Newell?
Oh, okay. Thanks, Price.
Oh, yeah, he's totally right.
Weizenbach, not technically a Bach, right? It's a wheat beer,
It's a wheat beer, right?
but not a Bach in the traditional sense. But they say Bach because it's higher in alcohol. So what is it, like 8 or 9%? Maybe 7%. Higher than Doppelbock, which would be the second tier of Bachs. When we're talking Bachs, it's all about the Bachs.
That was all about the Benjamins.
Box anybody? Box?
Man, Max Headroom here.
Yeah. There you are. Okay. Kennedy's hair growing in nicely. Can we go? Can we?
It's getting there.
I'll say this about Kennedy.
It's getting there.
Follically strong.
So,
Although it
did you
doesn't
lose a
look-
bet, Kennedy? What's up with that?
Not exactly. I have a few family members that have recently had their hair removed due to various illnesses, and I'm just giving a little family support.
Bless you. That's awesome.
How is
I
everybody?
did-
Can we get an update?
Oh, everybody's good.
So we're doing good, huh?
Everybody's good so far. I mean, well, one person is 94 years old, so she's doing it about as good as.
Well, for 94. Well, sorry.
But,
Rookie mistake.
But yeah, everybody's doing good. Thanks
Good.
for asking.
Good. All right.
We should all be so lucky to make 94.
Right?
Exactly. I actually have 2 grandmothers that are both 94.
There you go. So you're not the only old person in your family.
No. It's true.
Hey, Mario watching on Facebook. Hey to Mario. Are we able to see who's watching on YouTube? I know we've got a few people that have told me they've been watching on YouTube.
Well, let me see.
Okay.
That's where I usually watch.
You
Talk
watch on
among your-
YouTube?
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
I've got the Periscope pulled up over here. It says episode 46. That's not correct.
No, it's not.
You gotta change that.
Josh F. from Houston Beer Guide.
Oh yeah, yeah. Josh was telling me that that's the only. Okay, so hopefully his bosses aren't watching Preston. Then we'll from Houston Beer Guide. We met at the.
A lot of Joshes today.
There are. Speaking of another Josh Schultz, the G Spot, the Growler Spot out in Fulshire, having their anniversary party coming up. So everybody check that out if you're out in Fulshire in the surrounding
I'm
area.
really digging this beer.
But yes, it's a really tasty beer. But Josh, his work, they block Facebook and they block Twitter. Yeah, right. And so you've got to be real careful with what's going on. Hey, yeah, we'll keep it silent there. All right, just here.
Is that why we're whispering?
Yeah, we're gonna
Because
whisper
he's
a
not
little. Well,
exactly supposed to be.
Yeah, don't let anybody know.
It's we've got multiples of Joshes today. So Josh Firk from Houston Beer Guide. Everybody check out Houston Beer Guide. But they don't block YouTube, and so he's able to watch on YouTube. So, okay. So nobody. So Josh, we appreciate you watching. Anyway, so that's it. So that's what we're drinking currently. Is that the only thing we're drinking? We got more to drink. We said them all,
Yeah,
right?
we said them all.
All right, so I'll do the close because that's what we do. So finally wrapping this
Back
segment.
to the show.
Yep.
This has been another installment of
What you drink?
Be Sure to Listen next time, right here on Liquid Lunch.
Thought we had a close.
We do. I'm doing something else. I need an assistant. Is what I need.
Where's Schaumburg when you need him?
I don't know.
Schaumburg's out of town. Schaumburg has been in Oklahoma, and he sent some pictures. He's been drinking some Okie beer, Preston, and so we'll hear more about that when Schaumburg gets back. So, there's some beer stuff. All right, what else do we need to talk about? Is there any other beer news? I feel like there's beer. Did somebody else get bought out? I feel like somebody got bought out. Who got bought out? Anybody know? Somebody got bought out.
Awesome. Is he a mule? Is he bringing back?
Schaumburg? Ooh, I hope so. Well, you know what? The problem with when Schaumburg is when we tell him to bring something back, it never makes it back. Like he comes back, he's got, oh, here's a bunch of empty cans. I wasn't driving, and it's like a 9-hour drive.
Yeah,
So
here's a 6-pack. It's now a 1-pack.
yeah, here's some empty cans. You can smell what it did smell like. Yeah. Actually, no, that's not true. With Schaumburg, there would always be like a 1/4 inch at the bottom of the can because he doesn't drink the last.
Oh, is he one of those?
He fears the eeps.
Oh.
He has a elevated advanced elevated palate syndrome.
Did you just make
Eeps?
that up?
No, we've discussed it's a legit thing he has where he can taste the inside of his own mouth more than most people. I don't know.
What?
Anyway, so he refrains from drinking the last bit. But yeah. So anyway. All right. Well, no. Somebody who got bought out? Does anybody know? Anybody? Somebody got bought out.
I don't know.
Was it Terrapin? No, Terrapin got bought out a while back. Who got bought out? Somebody got
Oh,
bought
let's
out.
see if anybody on. Let me see. Funky Buddha.
Funky Buddha? Was it them?
I think. I don't
Okay.
know. I just read.
Interesting.
Steven just posted and said Funky Buddha. I don't know if that's what he's talking about.
Oh, I don't know.
Steven also says hello, Preston, to you specifically.
All right, cool. On what? What was that on?
Do you know Steven Odell?
Stephen Odell.
Got me. I don't know. Who is it?
Steven Odell? All right. Constellation bought them.
Bought Funky Buddha.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Steven. You saved us.
Save the show.
Yeah.
Show hard
See
news.
right there. Constellation bought them.
Oh. Okay, cool. Oh, it popped up on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's Price.
What's up?
Nice. Are you hearing us all right? Is everything
he-
fine?
He's right. What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it delayed possibly?
Awesome.
Okay. All right.
He
I'm
just
new.
had a birthday.
Yeah. Why not? Happy birthday.
Yeah. Who? Steven or Price?
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know where we went with
Well,
all this.
whoever has a birthday. Yeah. Happy birthday
Okay.
Right.
from the fine. folks.
Somebody's having a birthday somewhere. Happy birthday, everybody. Well, real quick. Okay, so we're getting to that midpoint of the show where we typically take a break, and we'll bid adieu to Preston. But
Yeah.
before we do, Preston, let's talk more about the grain cellar. You're open today. What are your hours? Do we have our grain cellar
I'm getting there.
super on top of stuff? Oh, the grain cellar. Look at that. Home brewing, winemaking, distilling, fermenting supplies, and
I
equipment.
think it's Steven.
240 First Street West in Humble,
I think
Texas.
it's belated.
Oh, okay. Happy birthday. Graincellar.com.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Right now, if you're looking at the brewing calendar, I would suggest, what would you suggest, Kennedy? I would suggest 6 weeks out, football season. I would say a mild. I would say possibly like a smoked something if you want to do a smoked beer pretty
Okay.
soon. That would be good, right?
Yes.
What else would be good seasonally?
It's still summer. I mean, it goes summer till October.
That's what I'm saying. But if you're doing 6
Today
weeks
till 7.
open today, I think we've got
Friday till 8.
I think we've got a a massive delay with Preston.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Well, cool. All right. So here's what we'll do. 7 minutes from now, when Preston hears what I'm saying now,
Yeah.
then we'll go to break. But everybody check out the Grain Cellar, graincellar.com, of course, on Facebook, on Twitter, at Grain Cellar. And if you need any information, you can always give Preston a call or send him a message on Facebook, because the guy is just an encyclopedia of homebrew information. So Preston, keep doing the Lord's work. Keep sipping on that 14% cider. Can we take the Grain Cellar whole? Look at I want to show everybody the sign.
What do you mean?
Can you take his camera whole? Can you go full Preston? Are we able to do that, or we're just $3 it today?
The best I can do is
We'll go $3.
The best I can do is
there.
this.
Okay. See, there's Preston. There's the background. Oh, we're taking are we taking a shop tour? We're taking a shop tour. There you see the fans, so it's very mild.
It's got nice ceiling.
Nice
Yeah,
ceilings.
ceiling's pretty nice.
All the woodwork you see behind Preston over his left
Right to the
shoulder. He
ceiling,
did all that himself. He's crafty, very crafty woodworker.
He has a good internet connection.
Great internet connection. His ceiling
we've been there
tiles
before.
are spotless,
That
just
woodwork.
clean.
And that sign.
The LED sign, the Grain Cellar sign behind it, check it out. And everybody, if you're in Humble, go by and see him. Again, special for this month. Tell him you love Liquid Lunch, and Preston's handing out those free hugs. No limit. There's no limit. Sometimes, you see those grocery commercials, they say limit 2.
Yeah.
Nope, none, no limit. He will hug you as long or as many times.
Doesn't matter what you look like, how big or small you are.
Yeah, doesn't matter if you just ran over there
Yeah.
on a 95-degree day from the other side of 59.
Covered in sweat.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Preston is a hugging machine, and he'll hug you all day long. All right, Preston, thank you so much for being on Liquid Lunch today, and we'll see you down the road. Look at that, the Grain Cellar.
Yeah.
The Grain Cellar. The Grain Cellar. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more Liquid Lunch and Josh Haley.
Yay.
On the other side of this break, ladies and gentlemen, stick around. You're watching, listening, experiencing Liquid Lunch.
Liquid Lunch is sponsored by Barbacoa Apparel. Barbacoa Apparel is a San Antonio-based independent clothing line that caters to Texans and Texans at heart. To find out more about Barbacoa Apparel or to buy your favorite taco tea, go to barbacoaapparel.com.
Hey, this is Kennedy. If you missed our show, not a big deal. Head over to our YouTube channel, Liquid Lunch on YouTube. Catch all the rears, full HD.
Hey everybody, Josh here. Just want to say thank you so much for helping Interbrews get to 5 years. That's right, we've hit 5 years, and I just want to say thank you for everybody that listened, subscribed, shared, enjoyed, laughed, and was a part of all of this. So this is what it's all about, just having great times with great people over great beers here in Houston and beyond. So hopefully 5 more years to come, thousands of episodes. We'll see. But anyway, thank you so much. Interbrews is now 5. And our 100th episode with Brock Wagner, founder of St. Arnold, godfather of Texas craft beer. Yep, right there for you to enjoy. So thank you very much. This is Interbrews.
Hey, Interbrews fans, how's it going? I'm Dingus.
And I'm Ragman.
I've chosen the venerable Live Oak Brewing Company out of Austin, Texas, and their Bohemian Pils. It's a beautiful Pilsner offering a classy update to the cheap mass-produced lagers of yesteryear, and it's a nice, drinkable 4.7 APV, which I like. It's very refreshing for a spring or summer night with not too much bitterness. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. The interesting thing about this beer for me is it's more like a German Pils. It's, a little bit smoother, and
nice.
you smell more barley and stuff when you're, taking your sniff of the beer.
So I think the obvious choice here for a song would be Metallica's Seek and Destroy. It's a classic song from their 1983 debut Kill 'Em All off Megaforce Records. I think Kill 'Em All has the most raw and old school energy, and it's therefore more evocative of the era and its connection to the beer style for me. I tell you what, we here at the Right to Rock certainly have enjoyed it. Cheers to you guys out there, and we want to give you 2 big horns up.
Hey, this is Schomburg. And these are useless facts. They're useless. 35 millimeter film has a theoretical resolution of 6K. 6K. That's why they look so beautiful in the old formats. Huh? Hey, this is Schomburg. Hope you enjoyed those useless facts. Useless facts. Coming at ya. They're useless.
Do you love craft beer? Do you love to laugh? Then you'll love me. I mean, who doesn't? I'm Catherine Contreras, and I'm the host of the She's Crafty podcast, a comedy and craft beer show taped in San Antonio, Texas, home of the Alamo, breakfast tacos, and some of the best craft beer in the Lone Star State. You can download the She's Crafty podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and just about anywhere you find badass podcasts. Or just go to our website, shescraftypodcast.com.
Hey guys, Josh here. If you've missed Liquid Lunch live on Thursday at noon, no worries, you can get the podcast. Available on Google Play for all you people with Android phones. We're there for you. Google Play, that podcast is there, ready to be subscribed to, listened to, and enjoyed. Thank you very much. Now, enjoy the show.
Hey, this is Preston, and you're listening to Liquid Lunch, my favorite.
Oh, good. Look at that. Recent TABC label approvals. Right there in front of you. Ooh, Austin Beer Works. Super awesome. Nice. Ooh, BVB. Boom. Sorry. Should have added more music there, bro. It's okay. Sorry. And, Eureka Heights. Eureka Heights. Nuke the Whales. Nice.
For Eureka Heights label.
Yeah. Ooh, Stash IPA. Changing it up there. Are they going cans?
Yeah.
Are they going cans with Stash finally? I think that was the word.
There, we got a collaboration with Bishop
Yakima Valley
and
Apple.
Martin House.
Huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I know.
Okay, question. Is it a cider or a beer?
It's a beer. It's an apple beer.
Apple beer.
Yeah, according to the label.
Like a graph.
What?
A graph.
Okay.
Josh Haley knows what I'm talking about, right, Josh?
Exactly, like Donkey Lady.
Yeah, a lot like Donkey Lady, aged on green apples, named after the legendary Donkey Lady Bridge, just south of San Antonio. Josh Haley, thank you. Yes, right. Thank you so much for being on Liquid Lunch today.
Definitely,
Hey,
guys.
Josh.
Thanks for having me. Hey, what's going on?
Well, we're drinking some B52 little anniversary deliciousness. Or did you finish yours,
I
Kennedy?
finished mine. I'm about to.
You about to pour something else?
It's about. Oh boy.
Okay.
It's about to happen here.
Okay. Hold on. I'll finish this. Josh, I don't see anything in your hand. If you were to be drinking, what you got in that cup there? Coffee?
This one's an iced tea because I've been outside in the heat all day. Yeah, 95 degree in beer seems to be pretty counterproductive to my day today.
Unless
I
you're
got to take a rest until it cools off this evening.
right. Unless you have a siesta, you got to attend.
That will definitely hasten that.
It'll facilitate. I'm going to slide this over right there.
Yeah, it's cool. Just leave it right there.
I'll do that. Hopefully
I
that
don't
gets.
know what's going to happen with this beer. So.
Oh. If you have
Sounds
to.
good.
Yeah.
Just talk amongst yourselves.
We're talking.
Yeah.
All right, Josh Haley, of course, founder of Texian Brewing Company in Richmond, Texas. Lots of changes, lots of news coming out of Texian Brewing Company, Josh, and lots of discussion on the internet. You must love the internet.
Oh, yeah.
These days, gives a voice to everybody and anybody to say everything and anything they want. And that's the Weizenbach, right? Sorry,
It is.
I'm easily distracted.
Something shiny.
Yeah. Well, this way is shiny and dark and tart. All right, so let's get into what the changes are as of now. Are you showing the beer?
Yes.
All right.
Sorry.
So yeah, so this happens. It's
Actually,
live.
I'm not sorry.
No, but you should be because there you go. Good.
I'm
Nice.
tuning along so I can see too.
Yeah. We'll let you. Is this mine? Oh, I
is
forgive you
yours.
then. That's fine.
I knew you wouldn't be mad too long.
That smells good. All right. Now,
No more distractions.
no more distractions. Let's get into this and let's talk. Changes afoot at Texian. I guess changes have already happened.
Yes.
As of today, the date today. What is today's date? Is today the 10th?
Today's the 10th.
Already August 10th, 2017. Where do we
All day.
stand now as far as what is the status of Texian? Where are we at right now?
Well, as of right now, as you saw from previous posts and then our big bash we had this last Saturday, this past Saturday was the final weekend that we had the tap room open. So right now we are in the process of taking that aspect apart, moving things around, and basically getting on to the next phase of Texian.
Okay. What is the next phase? What is step 2 once the things are taken down, taken apart? What is this next phase? What are we getting into?
Step 2, or basically phase 2, is we will not be operating the facility at 1125 FM 359. We chose not to renew that lease when it came up the first of this month. And instead, we found another group that was looking to open a facility in the area. We worked out a deal where they purchased our equipment and then they took over the lease for the building. So we now will be contract brewing through them in order to still sell and distribute our beers across the state and hopefully beyond.
Okay.
And then so that way we can focus on the distribution and pushing our products around the state and to market, make it easier for people to find, and take the building aspect off of our shoulders for a while we focus on the thing that gets beer out to 99% of our patrons.
Okay, now I have to play devil's advocate a little bit here. You see online people talk about, the Fort Bend curse, which I think that's kind of silly. There was one other brewery in Fort Bend? Fort Bend Brewing? And,
we were there before Fort Bend, so it can't be a curse if they weren't the first.
Well, yes, and look into the history of Fort Bend, and maybe you can see what the demise was of Fort Bend. But the curse is silly. But what brought you to this moment to make the choice to go with a contract brewing setup and to close the tap room? What led up to this?
Well, sure, and that's a fair question because it is, especially for the folks who were loyal to us and came out monthly, if not weekly, to the tap room. It's something that's drastic, but we felt at this time that it was the right course. And basically, if you look back over the course of not only Texian, but the Houston and the Texas beer market to begin with, it's drastically different from the time we started in 2012. When we opened up our doors, we were number 6 or number 7 in the Houston area, and look at how diverse the beer scene now is in Houston. Roll that out to the state, we were probably in the top 35 in the state, and now we're closing in on the 200 number. So it's getting pretty diverse. Now, that really wasn't what led to today. That leads back to about 2 years ago. We made a major shift on the philosophy of Texian. When we first opened, it was very much the way the beer plans and beer models were 2010, 11, 12. It was open up, distribute all your core brands, package your core brands, get them out there, and then release your seasonals. We shifted our model, I want to say it was the fall of 2014 into the spring of 2015, where we started focusing more heavily on our limited edition seasonals. That was 2 years ago this month when we released the first version of the Donkey Lady. So August of 15 was that first release, our very first Wild Texas beer. It was us stepping out on a limb, trying something new, and as we saw, the market was very receptive. It's, to this day, one of our highest requested beers out there.
Nice.
So we started putting our focus on that, which is a big shift. Instead of going from a higher volume, lower margin product, we switched it to a much lower volume, but a higher margin product. So we got to focus on the artisanal side of the product, being able to experiment and get into the intricacies of multicultural fermentations. So looking back at that was a real shift for us. It also shifted in our tap room. We expanded our tap room to have 12 taps. So at any given time, about half of those were mixed fermentations, sours of various sorts, and then, of course, our funky or fruited saisons. So this really was kind of started about 2.5 years ago. As I said, our lease was up August 1st. So starting January this year, we started looking at a couple of different roadmaps. Do we stay the course where we are now and slowly make changes and re-sign a lease? Do we make a couple incremental steps and then reevaluate, or do we do something that's drastic to focus on what we started 2.5 years ago? And ultimately, the route that we have now was the best choice for us. It not only takes that infrastructure off of us, but it allows me, being a very small team, to focus greater on the output and the kind of the hand and shaking hands out in the market aspect. The tap room was something I loved. I joke with people who come in on the weekends that Monday through Friday is hard work. It's sweating and scrubbing and everything else. But then on Saturday is the time that we got to open up and crack a beer with our fellow Patreons and relax. So it was a hard choice, but it was the right move because it took that time constraint, and not only that, but the financial constraint of the business off to focus on those other aspects for now.
Okay, so help me and the audience to work through the dynamics of having a tap room. It's basically like running a bar. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's that's what
it's
it is.
A bar.
It's a beer
yeah.
bar, right? So
on
top of running a brewery, which are two really different businesses. When I've looked into both. When you sit here behind, when you get into beer enough, you're like, ooh, what could I do in the beer industry? And so you look at all of that stuff. Two very different industries. But what led you to I guess deciding to pull the trigger on closing the tap room, and I guess you kind of answered that. But what do you plan on reopening a tap room? Is that something you're looking at in the future? Or was it one of those things where you're like it's not in the cards for what you're wanting to do, as personally, or how does all that play as far as like going forward in a tap room?
We have a couple different options we've looked at. I would absolutely love to open a tap room once I accomplish this goal of fixing our distribution side and expanding that. Not only would I like to open a tap room, I'd love to reorganize it as a brew pub style, where then I would be able to sell our peers' beers as well. Because our flavor of beer is not for everybody. Mm-hmm. And that's also one thing that I believed in. I wasn't there to brew something that every single person could find. We brewed what we enjoyed and what we loved, and then what sold for us out in the market. Instead of being a 1995 brew pub that had the same 3 beers that every other brewery has, mm-hmm. we wanted to do something that was bold and different, and it was successful for us.
Okay.
So I would absolutely love to. In fact, as soon as we made the announcement, I had representatives from our local city, an investment group, and then also a couple of private restaurants asking how they could all partner up and make that timeline happen a lot faster than what I have. So I don't feel like I'm going to budge on that timeline, because we have a lot to accomplish in the next 6 to 12 months. And then at that point, this time next year, we'll reanalyze where we stand and how that timeline shakes out for phase 3.
Okay, what is your status as far as distribution now? Are you working on those relationships and deals? And distribution is a funny thing. Once you're signed on, it's a one-sided deal in a lot of ways, where the power lies with the distribution side as far as
absolutely.
Once you've signed. What is the status there as far as who you've signed with and what markets you have distribution deals with? Or are you going to try some self-distribution, or how's that going to work?
We may try some self for the time being. It's like you mentioned with the brewery versus the tap room, distribution's a whole nother animal. Very easily distributing, you're going to drive 3,000 miles a month. You're going to have the vehicle expense and that side, not only the labor. Now, the trade-off is you're, of course, going to make higher margins on that. But it's virtually impossible for a brewery in our part of Texas to distribute to Austin, San Antonio, DFW, not only to build those relationships, but then to properly nurture them. Mm-hmm. So the key is finding somebody in those markets that will. We've begun some conversations that will help with that. So, you can expect to see me in those markets like I have been, but we'll definitely rely on a good, strong partner there that has our best interests in mind.
Okay. One of the issues that I've seen come up online was that people have found it harder to find your beer, especially in the last few months. I know here, I have to give a huge shout out to the Fairfield Cypress HEB. I know right as of a couple days ago, there was some Donkey Lady on the shelf, and they have done a phenomenal job of keeping a lot of really good beers available.
We have some great partners in HEB, Total Wine, and Whole Foods. They really have been fantastic. In fact, this most recent release of Donkey Lady, since you mentioned it, sold faster than any previous Wild Texas release. Before it hit vehicles to go out, we had pre-sold over 90% of that release. So we had just a handful of cases to go out and actually do the talking and wheeling deal. And there were people who wanted it. There were people who wanted more. And so it was absolutely fantastic to see that the changes we started putting into place at the beginning of this year were already having a huge impact. And that's what folks are seeing out there. I want to say up until the most two recent Total Wines open in the state in the last month, we were in every single Total Wine in the state with the Donkey Lady release. So it's fantastic to see that there is a great demand out there, and now it's just nurturing that distribution side and making sure that it's leaving and getting out there and getting fulfilled.
Okay. One question that just came up online, Chad, we wanted to know, is there going to be a gap in the market for stuff you're putting out? I know you've got some beer that you've got in hand that's just waiting.
You're behind the microphone smiling over here.
Yeah, well, when I say you have beer coming out, I know it's going to be some good stuff. So when can we expect to see, more bottles of Texian out in the market for us to collect and love and drink?
Well, obviously with this change, there's not going to be a true lag. Because typically we would release a beer. The plan is every month and a half or so come out with a new limited release. Mm-hmm. And it is truly limited. So the plan would be to get it out there, get it in the market, get it gone. And that way everybody out there has something new and fresh and exciting to try. It is slightly a different model than what you see. But for us, it's exciting. It's exciting to send out something new and to watch people crave that next release and get out there and create a little hustle for it. So yeah, we do have a new beer that's about 96% of the way completed, called Marfa Lights, that we'll be sending out. It is our newest Wild Texas release. It is a golden sour that we brewed, I believe it was September or October of this past year. So it's just up on the year old of aging. It was aged on fresh ginger. And then on top of that, it was brewed with 2 strains of Brett and Lactobacillus. And then the last stage that we need to do right before bottling is we're going to kick it up a notch with some dried hibiscus. So it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous beer to pour. It's going to be this super dark red. And then you're going to have that pairing with the Texas heat of that ginger spicy pop that you get from a kind of a Jamaican-style ginger beer.
Mm.
I need you to do me a favor.
You need to do yourself a favor?
No, I need you to do me a favor.
What's that?
Save me a couple of those bottles.
For quality assurance,
yeah,
absolutely.
For sure. Another question from one of our viewers about your contract brewing.
Yeah.
Is your contract brewer working to make these beers now, or is it a work in progress?
No, actually, that Marfa Lights, like I said, we brewed it a year ago, so it's something that's been in progress. We also have the next release of Black Jesus that is followed up behind that. So y'all will be able to see that. It's going to be a little more limited this year because we actually did a blending of the original 2016 batch. And then we do have a final couple of cases of the original that we'll be able to partner up with some of our accounts and do a little side-by-side vertical of the 2 releases. So we've got that coming up. We also have a couple new releases planned for the fall and spring, a new fruited wild sour, Wild Texas, and then in addition, a couple new variants of our FM 359 Farmhouse Saison. We have continued to enhance the complexity of the yeast blend we use for that line to where I now believe it consists of 3 different Brett strains and, of course, domesticated brewer's yeast as well as lactobacillus. So it's ever evolving, and this new generation is pretty nice.
Very nice. Now, packaging. With when you talk about earlier, you talked about the change, of course, as far as going from your core beers that you had, and you still kept a lot of those on tap in the tap room.
We did
throughout the history of the tap room. Any thoughts about going back to canning or anything like that with the core beers, or maybe canning or smaller bottle versions of the newer stuff, or what's the thought process there?
It's certainly something we're considering. I would absolutely love to put Travis and Vaquero out on shelves back in 6-pack format, whether that's a can or a bottle. That would be phenomenal. When you come to our tap room on the weekends, it was something that we poured out of 12 beers, probably 35% of what we poured was Travis and Vaquero. So as far as a local staple goes, I would love to see that on the grocery store and bottle shop shelves. So time we'll just have to see with that. That might be something to do in the spring. Of course, paired with that as well, if it's something that you're looking to get in spring, you kind of have to have those plans sent in by November, December, when all of the stores are doing their product resets. So you start those talks and negotiations in. So if it doesn't happen in the spring, the next window would be in the fall without hitting the onesie twosies account. So we'll see. I'd love nothing more than to be able to offer that. In regards to the Wild Texas releases, it's a possibility. There's a trade-off there. Do you do a 4-pack of a smaller bottle, like a 375 milliliter, or do you go for individual bottles? So that's a trade-off, and some of that market research will not only be talking about what's best for us, but then also for the retailers. What do they find is going to sell? Because if you're doing a smaller format bottle, are they going to get the price that is dictated by that glass cost? And so I'm putting nothing off the table at this point. But for the time being, all of our Wild Texas and 359 releases will be in our 750 milliliter format. Any of our traditional seasonals like 1824, that's being renamed Rallying Cry, you'll see that in a 22-ounce bomber format. So we hope, if everything goes to plan, that could be coming out this fall for the first time in packaging.
Okay.
Previous to this, it was only a draft beer, and a lot of our partners have seen great success with that beer. So we would absolutely love to send that out to shelves.
Excellent. Well, okay, so real quick, I have to say I've been an unabashed fan of Texian and Texian's beers since I first discovered them, however long ago that was. And we did the first episode of the podcast, and I do have to give a big shout out to Caleb Wilson, who has developed a lot of these recipes, and just an excellent brewer and is part of the history of Texian. And just there's so many beers that I love: Aurora, 359, Donkey Lady, what's the Brett IPA, Independence, and Liberty, and even your Corby, like Battle Line. That Battle Line was really good. Just so many really, really good beers. So
Charlie Foxtrot.
Of course, Charlie Foxtrot. And then, so many good beers that Texian has put out. And I want to, it's funny because you look at the beers around the Houston area and even in Texas, and as far as who offers up what you guys were doing as far as sours. Sours are going to, and to even just say sour is a bit too. It doesn't.
It's too close. It's a small box.
Right. It doesn't get all the nuance of everything that was done with Texian beers, and what like you see breweries like B52 now are kind of coming along doing, and of course Jester King. But other than that, you guys were filling a niche that I personally have just loved so much over all of the time that you guys have been up and running, and hopefully the future. There's so many variables going forward in the future. What are the laws going to be? What are the market trends going to be? What are we've seen that in the last few years where you see. I just read an article this morning where Terrapin, where they got bought out by Miller, Molson, Coors, Molson, whatever it ended up being. Had the laws changed in Georgia to allow packaged sales from the brewery, they would have changed their whole model, probably wouldn't have sold out or whatever. And when you look back at where you were 4 years ago or 5 years ago when the planning of Texian was really starting and the genesis of everything, are there any things that, maybe if the laws had been what they are today or if things were a little different, is there anything you would have done differently? Is there, how would you have approached, to go back and if you were able to take a time machine and any changes that, or are you good with it? Are you happy where you are and what it is, what it is, or?
Of course. This is not, of course, what we had planned on 4 and 5 years ago. So that's why it is such a drastic move. But ultimately, not only for product availability for us to be able to push things out to market, but then also for the health of the company to kind of go out there and change our business model. We were fortunate enough that Texas laws now allow for contract brewing, because up until the law change in 2013, it was not possible. You could not contract brew in Texas, because when Texian first started, our original business plan was to contract brew to get product to market, much as we're doing now, and then lead to a location. And then shortly thereafter, through reading TABC's code book, we found that was not legal. So, we're in a sense, it's almost ironic that what we had wanted to begin with has kind of come full circle, and that's where we're exactly at now, 5 years in. So ultimately, no, it's not where we'd want to be. And of course, with a time machine, if you could, you'd make some different changes. But that armchair quarterbacking is only good for chat rooms and online. So so that I think I'm extremely positive about this. It's exciting. I've got big book of ideas where oh my gosh, we could do this. Like I said, I've had 2 restaurants reach out saying, hey, let's partner and build a tap room in our bar, and that will be your base of operations. So we're not quite ready for that, but it's nice to see the community support. It's nice to see that the demand and the need is out there, and it's just figuring out how we want to proceed truly going forward. Some things could happen sooner rather than later, depending on what happens in the next 6 months. So it'll be exciting. It's a big positive change for us. It's probably going to save me about 20 hours of work a week immediately. Yeah. So it's a nice change.
All right. Well, greatly appreciate you coming on and being so open and letting us ask all our questions. And
yeah, definitely.
We definitely, of course, it goes without saying, looking forward to more Texian beers to drink and enjoy, because they're always so good.
Well, we've got some fun stuff in the pipeline, and even more being imagined. So as our trials come out, I don't know if you saw recently, we did a collaboration with a local beekeeping group and did a braggot that was hugely successful in our tap room. So you never know. Those little fun projects could always see bottle format much easier than they could before under our previous phase.
All right. Well, as things morph and change and develop and mature, just like a beer, and you taste it every day, and does it need to be blended? Does it need to give it a little bit longer in the barrel? Just know that you have a platform to come on and tell everybody what's going on with Texian right here on Liquid Lunch. And we look forward to seeing what the future holds for Texian, and just keep us informed. We're all watching on social media and all that stuff, and it does give a platform for people to say whatever they want, no matter what their knowledge level is of the situation. It also allows for you to put it out there and keep everybody who's anxious to hear informed. So we greatly appreciate the time and the openness and everything that Texian's given us till now, and what we really look forward to what's happening in the future. So Josh, thank you so much.
No, thank y'all very much. Appreciate y'all inviting me out, and then of course bring me into the AC for an hour. So.
That's prerequisite on this show. We're soft.
And yes, you are welcome here anytime.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. Thank you, Josh Haley.
Well, appreciate it, Josh. Appreciate it, Kennedy.
All right. You take care.
Later,
everybody, Josh Haley.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah, Texian Brewing Company. So, changes afoot, big things happening with Texian, and it's just one of those things you have to wait and see how it's going to develop. We're so quick to say lots of stuff, right?
Yeah.
To make a judgment call and decide what the future holds. We don't know. So
yeah, I'm glad they're not going away.
Yeah, no, fantastic beers.
Still have some of that Black Jesus.
Yes, Black Jesus. I think there's some Donkey Lady. Well, I said it was down here at HB. It's somebody probably ran in and got it. Chad probably ran in and got it when I said that.
Probably.
So
that's the way he is.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back on the backside of this break to wrap everything up. And I don't know. We'll see what we talk about. But are you ready? That was me giving you time to get ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So we'll be right back. Thanks everybody for listening to Liquid Lunch. Hey guys, first of all, thank you so much for listening to Liquid Lunch. Second, do you shop on Amazon? Of course you do. We all do. Amazon has made our life, well, so much better. Everything your heart could desire, right there at your fingertips. Anytime, any place you need it. You can now also support our show through Amazon. That's right. They do everything. Click on our Amazon affiliate link on our website, or go to liquidlunchshow.com/Amazon, and all your purchases go to help support the show. Everything's the same for you when you do your amazing Amazon shopping, except the added bonus of supporting Liquid Lunch. We thank you so much.
Liquid Lunch is
Happy
sponsored
shopping.
by Barbacoa Apparel. Barbacoa Apparel is a San Antonio-based independent clothing line that caters to Texans and Texans at heart. To find out more about Barbacoa Apparel or to buy your favorite taco tea, go to barbacoaapparel.com.
Hey, this is Kennedy. Follow us on Twitter at LiquidLunchTX.
Hey everybody, Josh here. Just want to say thank you so much for helping Interbrews get to 5 years. That's right, we've hit 5 years, and I just want to say thank you for everybody that listened, subscribed, shared, enjoyed, laughed, and was a part of all of this. So this is what it's all about, just having great times with great people over great beers here in Houston and beyond. So hopefully 5 more years to come, thousands of episodes. We'll see. But anyway, thank you so much. Interbrews is now 5. And our 100th episode with Brock Wagner, founder of St. Arnold, godfather of Texas craft beer. Yep, right there for you to enjoy. So thank you very much. This is Interbrews.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Joey Clance, and to music and beer fans who crave intelligent analysis and egalitarian discourse, we offer an affordable alternative. The Genghis and Ragman Show podcast, where two jamokes drink and rate craft beer while they chew the fat about the world of hard rock and heavy metal, followed up by one-on-one interviews with veterans and newcomers in the industry. Available on iTunes or direct download from therightorock.com. Horns up.
Do you love craft beer? Do you love to laugh? Then you'll love me. I mean, who doesn't? I'm Catherine Contreras, and I'm the host of the She's Crafty podcast, a comedy and craft beer show taped in San Antonio, Texas, home of the Alamo, breakfast tacos, and some of the best craft beer in the Lone Star State. You can download the She's Crafty podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and just about anywhere you find badass podcasts. Or just go to our website, shescraftypodcast.com.
That's what I always assume. Anytime I see a dump in my front yard, I immediately just assume it was a homeless person.
Was a good day. Look at that. Double IPA. Messed around, got a double IPA. Saturday IPA.
Yeah.
IPA.
Send this music.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I had
don't
no
worry.
idea.
I love these bottles.
Oh, from
those cans?
yeah. Ooh, Pumpkinator.
It's coming.
Pumpkinator.
And here we go. This is my favorite.
Houston Hayes.
They're finally.
They're canning it for the the masses.
Looks like it. Looks like it.
Interesting.
All right, so I really got to go to the bathroom.
Do you?
Yeah, it's up to you. It's all you. This is all you.
Well, thanks for putting me on the spot.
Well,
how is it that bad that you're should have worn the Depends today?
Yes. They
would
be full right now.
So okay, let me ask you this before you go. When we're gonna sign off, and then you want to come back and do a little Game of Thrones talk? Or do you have time for like 5 minutes?
Yes. You want to sign off right now?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
Can you hold it?
Make it quick.
I can wait. I can stall. How long is it going to take? You know what? Go. Let's go. Let's see what happens here.
Let's do this.
All right, everybody. This is Josh Stewart, Talk Radio, Liquid Lunch.
You can time me.
All right. Dowdy Cox, yes, Pumpkinator, sir, 2017. The big, bad Pumpkinator. You know what? You know what it is? Tim Foley. I hope you're listening, Tim Foley. But he said I had more pumpkin beers in my refrigerator than any one person should. And that might be right. That might be right. I have a lot in there. Some were given to me. I took some off of somebody that was getting out of the game. So I was like, you know what? Give them here, and I'll age them. But there were some Pumpkinators in there. There's some Nightmare on First Street's in there, or OG, big bottle Nightmares. Chad Pilbeam, dude, you got to catch up, man. You got to get current. This season's too big to not be current. You and the wife need to just call in sick to life for a day and get on that. That's what I'm saying. Game of Thrones has been so good this year. So good this season. So good. But anyway, Pumpkinator coming out soon, probably in the next, month? I guess 4 weeks. We now have Oktoberfest beers on the shelves. I saw Southern Stars. And some people have said, oh, too early. I disagree. Not too early. Let's see. Oktoberfest is the last weekend in September. So what? We're 2 weeks into August. So what? That's 6 weeks? 6 weeks is not too much. Binging this weekend. Excellent, Chad. Good form. You need to. But I will say Oktoberfest beers, best style with beef fajitas, Kennedy. That was pretty quick. I didn't time you, but
you know what? I even let the dogs out.
Oh, were they at the back door?
Who?
Oh, God. Thank you.
Well, you know.
Best length of time. Ooh, Graham. All right. Best length of time. I don't know. I know that I enjoy Pumpkinator more after a year than I do fresh. I can say that with absolute certainty. I have Pumpkinator from every year they've put it out, with the exception of DR9. I don't have DR9. And
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
You know, you don't have every year Pumpkinator.
I do.
No, I snuck in there. And
No,
took a
I
couple.
do. You didn't look.
I
What year did I miss?
Well, you didn't miss any. I took them and drank them.
Oh.
And they were delicious.
I'm coming after them.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you didn't.
That was a long time ago. I didn't. I'm just kidding.
What year did it start, Graham? It started 2009 was the first. I think it was 2009. The Divine Reserve 9. I think they were lined up with the years at that time. So I think it was 2009 where DR9 was Pumpkinator, but it was called Divine Reserve. I think they skipped 10 and started in 11.
I'd definitely say Pumpkinator is my favorite
Pumpkin beer.
pumpkin beer.
It's
so good.
I don't know what the aging. I'm gonna. I've been waiting for 10 years. So gosh, I guess we're coming up on it.
Can you age a beer for 10 years?
Hell yeah. Especially something big like that. It may not be optimum when you finally drink it.
Yeah.
But year-old Pumpkinator is the tits.
Yeah.
2 years. I think I've had
The
2
tits,
years.
huh?
It is. The pumpkin tits. Orange, gourdy tits that are just...
Suckable. Oh, sorry.
Whoa, dude.
Wait,
no.
did I say that?
You can put them in... Jesus.
Yeah.
It was so family friendly up until that time.
So what year did it start?
I think 10 or 11. I thought it was 11 for the
Good
first year
question.
Pumpkinator.
It's a good question for Aaron.
So it'd be 11, 12, 13, 14. How many? What did I say? 15, 16. So this would be 7 years, I guess. So 7. Yeah. No. First year Nightmare on First Street from No Label, also a good ager. Who else makes pumpkin beers around here? That's kind of it. Around here. I mean, there's some people that put some stuff on tap, but nobody.
NSFW. Oh, I guess I said something about sucking on the Pumpkinator tit.
Oh, what does NSFW mean?
Not safe for work. How do you not know that?
I guess I don't care.
Aren't you ever like on the internet
No.
at work and then you see
No.
something that says NSFW so you know not to click on it?
No.
Oh.
No. I don't do that.
No, well, good.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Mhm.
I'm just going to throw that out there.
Okay.
I thought Chad sent that in, and he just messaged that, and I thought he was getting off because we're about to do some Game of Thrones spoilers.
No, he's going to binge this weekend. And all I'm going to say as far as Game of Thrones is, one, we downloaded the song, so why not use it? And two, they're really jam-packing
Yes,
the
they're-
big events into this.
Yeah, you can
every
tell
episode.
they're really trying to finish this.
Well, what are they doing? 8 and then another 8?
Yeah.
When is the other 8 airing? Next
Hey.
season? Huh?
Hey, we have a new viewer.
Good.
Hey, Jonathan.
Great. Hey, listen to me.
Okay.
Don't get distracted.
I'm easily distracted.
I know. When are they? So they're doing 8 and then 8?
I
Or are they doing
believe-
6 and then 6? Or what? How are they doing
I
it?
believe it's 8 and 8. It could be 6 and 6, but yeah.
When are they doing the second
I don't know.
grouping?
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Kennedy's talking boobies.
Jonathan, Southern Star is local.
It is, yeah. Conroe.
It's Conroe.
Do they make a pumpkin beer? No, they don't.
Bye, Chad.
They make some Winter Warmer, though.
Yeah. Who else does pumpkin beers?
Locally?
Yeah.
Buffalo Bayou does pumpkin spice latte, but there's no
Yeah.
pumpkin in it, which I think
Oh.
is their...
Well,
anything
that's-
that's pumpkin spice.
pumpkin spice.
But it doesn't count. It's got to have actual pumpkin in it. Oh, well, used to be Carbach, but they're not local anymore.
years.
They're
What's 2 more years, John?
2 more years. Oh, they're going to skip that long between
Oh.
seasons? No way.
No.
No way.
No. they
Okay,
can't do that
so
with us.
we know for certain, right, that John and Danny are hooking up.
Well, you know,
I'm saying they are. I called it before the season started, so.
no, Southern Star's in Conroe, John.
You're thinking Southern Tier.
Yeah, Southern. So, you think they're going to hook up?
Of course.
Well, I've thought that for sure from the very beginning. But there's a couple things.
Yeah.
They are technically related.
How closely?
Well, they're they're like half brothers. Half brothers.
Where I'm from, that doesn't even count.
Well, yeah, but you're from Arkansas.
I know. And then also,
and then plus, if you remember, spoiler alert. Do I have to say spoiler alert?
Not at this point.
All right. So last episode, remember John said, if you start unleashing the dragons and like melting castles, you're like no better off than your father.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she unleashed the dragon and killed all those Lannisters.
Right, but not
So-
willy-nilly. It was very targeted.
Yeah, but still, she used the dragons to like kill people. So I'm just wondering if that's gonna like put a little wrench.
I don't think so. It was very targeted.
Yeah, but
Which
she's-
they let the Dothraki
Yeah.
come down all like, right?
Yeah.
And so they all grouped together. Greg pointed this out last night. We did a little impromptu Game of Thrones talk on the Interbrews audio cast, which Facebook audio, you suck.
Yeah.
Facebook live audio sucks. It crashes every single time. It's something that could be so cool, and
I know.
and they've dropped the ball. They need to do something. I don't know, updates, do something, but it crashes every time. But anyway, said they did that on purpose so that she could get them all together. Targeted strikes,
Yeah.
laser guided missiles, that sort of thing.
No, I see, but
Aunt and nephew, that's it. That's fine. That's not even going to cause like a 30 or anything. We're fine.
I thought,
And it's not even the closest relationship on the show.
That's right. His father is her brother.
The ick factor
Oh,
was
so she's actually his aunt, and she's younger than he is.
that happens, especially if you marry twice. But that's not even the closest. The gross factor, Jamie and what's her face. That's
He is pretty gross, John. No, I agree with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, are you working right now, or are you off?
Doesn't matter. Anyway, all
He
right.
could be on his lunch break.
That's true. See, this is the thing I love about the internet is that one, we don't have time constraints.
No,
We're not blocked into certain times that we have to stop the show. We don't have to meet a certain time period. This is the future right here, bro.
Anybody else want to add to our Game of Thrones talk?
No, you're just gonna be disappointed.
I won't be disappointed.
We should do a game of fall beers and do different families.
Yeah.
Or the Houston or the
Oh.
Texas beer scene. Okay, so who would be the major royal families in the Houston beer scene? It would be St. Arnold. Would be like the Lannisters, right?
No.
Since they're in
because-
power?
No. What, you think so?
I mean, right now. Starting out, weren't they in power starting out? No, who's in power? Oh, what's his face?
I would say
Ned's.
I'm saying St. Arnold's are the Starks.
Okay, St. Arnold's the Starks.
Yeah.
Real Ale. Who would Real Ale be?
I'd say Real Ale
Is the Lannisters?
Lannisters, yeah.
Okay, so Real Ale's the Lannisters.
Yeah.
Ooh, Gabagool. Bring us some.
Oh yeah, John, you need to bring us back some of that
Yeah.
East Coast beers.
Yeah.
What do we have on the East Coast? It's good.
Brooklyn. I mean, if
Yeah,
he's in Jersey,
Yeah.
get some Brooklyn.
Allagash.
Allagash. They're in Maine.
They're in Maine, but
Yeah.
he can probably get them there.
Yeah.
I've had some of those. Those are good.
Omagong, but we can get a lot of that here. Dogfish Head, if there's anything that's not available here. There's a lot.
John.
All right, hold on.
We have a mission for you.
Muleback.
Yeah.
Your
some
weight
beer.
in beer.
Some beer.
All right, so we said the Starks, St. Arnold.
Yeah.
Real Ale's the Lannisters.
Uh-huh.
What about Rar and Sons? They're kind of the third oldest, I think.
Are they?
So close. Rar and Sons would be. What's the one with the old lady?
The Martells?
Is it the Martells? No.
No, that's south.
That's the Rick the
Storm.
Model Martell.
Yeah, High Garden.
Yeah. What is their name?
Oh crap. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're. I think they're the ones that have like the best wine.
So maybe that's Jester King
Yeah.
because they're kind of
Yeah.
wild ale. Okay, then who would Rar and Sons be? What's the ones that are the real nimble?
I was Rar and Sons. Maybe
The guy that took on the mountain. Where was he from? The
Dorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the Martells. That's House Martell.
So is that Rar and Sons? All right. What about Live Oak?
Live Oak. Maybe House Tully.
Okay.
Riverlands.
Are they close to the river? Are they close to Colorado? Close enough, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Preston's back. Preston, do you watch Game of Thrones?
I do.
We're trying to figure out who are the breweries and what families they represent. So we said St. Arnold were the Starks.
Game of
Game of
Game of local beers.
Game of local beers, yeah.
Game of Texas beers.
Real ale. What did who say?
Oh, we're hearing an echo somewhere.
Yeah, we're hearing ourselves. He's got us pumped up.
I'll turn it down. Sorry.
That's all right. Hey.
Told you I was listening.
Yep.
I wanted to get on the Game of Thrones stuff.
Are you current?
I am.
Good.
Yeah. I have no... Typically, there's like a 2-week grace period, I want to say. You know what? I don't even know if it's 2 weeks now. It used to be 2 weeks. I feel like it's more like a week. Like where people get kind of a grace period at work where you're like, if you don't want to hear this conversation...
I'd say 2 weeks tops.
Find something else. Well, 2 weeks was kind of the DVR deal. But now that everything's streaming in your hand all the time, I feel like it's more like a week.
To me?
I would say a week too myself.
Right, because you can get through a show on your bathroom breaks in a couple of days.
Yeah, to me, if you're a really big fan of the show, you should never go more than 2 weeks without watching an episode.
Right. Once you're into it. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't watch it for the first few seasons, and then we jumped in, and it was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, so, if we're spoiling it for you, tough titties.
Well, no, they're not. They're not listening or watching. So, all right. How many houses are there? 9?
Yeah.
Like 9 houses? Who is...
I wonder if we're going to get, censored for the Game of Thrones thing.
I don't think so. I don't think it's loud enough.
Yeah, good.
I'll turn it down a little bit.
Well, it's too late by now. It's been playing for a while.
Who would be the mountain of Texas craft beer?
The mountain.
Big personality would be Brock.
The Tyrell?
No, the mountain.
Tyrell.
Targaryen?
That's it.
The Targaryen?
That's the old lady.
Oh, yeah, Tyrell.
Yeah,
House Tyrell would
House
be...
she's
Is
House
that
Tyrell.
Jester King? They're kind of...
Yeah.
Delicate.
Who's gonna be House Greyjoy?
Ooh.
Kind of assholes.
That's a great way.
Let's not go there. Bad idea.
I was going to say salty because they're on the sea. Who's close to a body of water? Lakewood?
Yeah, somebody.
Buffalo Bayou? I don't know.
I would say Buffalo Bayou would be a good one because
All right, they can-
they cause controversy.
There you go. Morning Wood.
Morning Wood.
All right.
Stuff.
All right. Yeah.
and they-
Okay. There you go.
and they have-
Razul.
Yeah.
Razul is Greyjoy.
House Greyjoy.
He's the what's the uncle's name? Kind of a
You're-
crazy
you're
like.
You're on Greyjoy.
You're on.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Man.
Razul Greyjoy.
Yeah.
What other?
We have the fingers. Oh, what's that? The house.
Fingers. Oh,
The
the finger.
Berry.
Huh? Is that the one on?
What's the bear one?
The bear?
That's
I was thinking
Mormont.
Yeah, Mormont.
Are they all
I was
dead?
Thinking,
They're not a major house though.
Okay.
Yeah, but they are. That little chick, she is like badass.
Yes. And then of course you got what's this?
What about the faceless, nameless? What is that called? What's that group called?
The faceless ones?
Yeah. Who's the
The-
faceless ones?
They're brothers without banners.
Well, there is
Yeah,
Brothers Without Banners,
yeah,
but they're the
yeah.
guy. That's the guy that keeps
They're not
dying and
really-
coming back.
Yeah, they're not really.
That's right.
The Brothers Without Banners would be that's Austin Beer Works.
Awesome.
Did you just come up with that?
I just can't. I don't know.
All right,
I'm not
hold
basing
on.
that on
Let me do
anything.
this. All right.
Are you bringing up the different houses?
Yes, I'm gonna bring up the houses. Game of... Oh, I can't type today. It's funny. I just typed up G and I got Game of Thrones.
Of course.
You don't search that at all, do you?
Nah.
Did you get to hear all of our interview with Josh Haley, Preston?
Most of it, I had customers in. I
All right.
apologize.
House Aaron from the Airy.
Who are they? Refresh
well,
my memory.
Okay, so that's where Sans, the little boy that sucked his mom's boob.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
With the,
Yeah, the house in the east, I think.
Yeah,
was some-
yeah.
Okay.
So
that.
Littlefinger kind of took over.
Yeah. So that would be.
They're the ones that saved the day in the Battle of the Bastards.
Okay, so they.
That house.
Well, they were a little. Okay, so they were a little uncomfortable to be around because the kid was sucking his mama's boob at 18.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a little uncomfortable, but they came through in a
his
pinch.
mom wasn't even that hot.
What?
That wasn't even close to hot. I don't know what you're talking
Right.
about. Kennedy.
Yeah, his
we need to tread carefully. Who is this?
Catelyn Stark was her sister. Catelyn Stark.
So okay, so
Yeah, they're
okay, let's go with
sisters.
that. So if St. Arnold is the Starks,
Yeah.
then who would be related? It could be Southern Star. Dave came from Southern, so and they're an older house.
That's absolutely true.
If we go with that, I just don't know who Dave is breastfeeding at this moment. I guess it's Omar. I don't know.
Maybe.
All right. So what other houses?
We're going down a dark path here, guys. Just saying.
Wow.
Sorry. I mean, they're close up there.
All right, so we haven't picked a House Targaryen yet.
Oh, Targaryens. Okay.
Yeah.
So they could be
I
ruined.
would say that's B-52.
Ooh.
Oh, why would you say that?
Yeah. What's your logic behind that?
Because they're close to House Stark over in Conroe, right?
Yeah. Well, remember, this is all of Texas.
Yeah, it is all of Texas.
Targaryen. We haven't had had a house from San Antonio yet.
Oh yeah, who's Freetail? Maybe
Yeah,
that's Targaryen.
Freetail.
Freetail may be Targaryen. I mean, when you look at Scott's hair,
Yeah.
and Danny's hair,
Totally different.
pretty similar.
It can't be more opposite.
Yeah.
All right, we got it. Any good like blonde? Who does?
He does a great blonde. They have a great blonde there. Bat out of Hellas.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to give Southern Star House Targaryen. Bombshell blonde.
Right, but
That's the big one.
no, but they're
Yeah.
they're related to Stark.
Yeah, and Jon Snow.
Yeah, Ned Stark's not even his dad, right?
No.
So it's not even they're
But it's-
related.
yeah, but
So I think Targaryen would be Freetail. They're different. They're kind of the dragon thing, and you got the San Antonio thing. Dragon, San Antonio, right?
You know, I
Riverwalk.
got the bat and the dragon.
Bat, dragon. See, there you
Yeah,
go.
they're winged creatures.
There you go.
All right. I'm down with it.
Oh.
I'm down with it.
Now it all comes together.
Yeah.
Who else? Any other houses?
House Frey.
Frey.
Yeah, those assholes.
Which one's Frey?
Freys are the ones that that killed with the Red Wedding.
Oh, the old dude.
Yeah, the old dude.
That what's her name killed the old guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
House
okay.
Frey.
And then wore his face. That
yes,
was awesome.
that was awesome.
Frey. You gotta be a really big ass. God, I hate calling any of these guys assholes.
Carbach.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh yeah. They sold out to
They
the Lannister.
sold out, and they came
sold
in
out
and
to the
stabbed
Lannisters.
everybody.
All right, yeah. All right,
So that's
it.
Carbach.
Carbach is House Frey.
I just want to apologize, guys. That's terrible.
Hey,
I don't think so.
They're on the show and they're getting paid.
Well, all
Okay.
right. Can you think of a better House Frey?
No.
All right.
That was quick, right?
Yeah. What about the mountain? Who's individuals that are the mountain?
The mountain.
Mountain. Big, strong. So the strong beers. Maybe beers are individual characters. So what would be the mountain of beers? Pumpkinator? What's the strongest beer made in Texas?
Like, I think it used to be Texas Big Ass Beer Brewing, but I don't think they're in business anymore.
No, yeah, and I don't know that
I just got a customer, guys. Give me a second.
That's all right. Hey, see if they watch Game of Thrones. We forgot a big house.
What?
House Baratheon.
Oh, yeah.
Current ruler.
Yeah. Not current.
Technically, yes.
I guess she is a Baratheon
Yes.
because she was married to him?
Yes.
Baratheon.
Maybe. Did we decide on real ale?
Yeah, they're Targaryen. I mean, Lannister.
Okay.
So somebody connected to Real Ale. Maybe Austin area. Adelbert? Independence? Who sells the most beer? St. Arnold sells the most beer.
Yeah. Anybody out there in internet land want to help us?
Baratheon.
Baratheon.
I think of brown ales when I hear Baratheon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes a good brown ale.
Bagpew makes an excellent brown ale.
Are they considered though a big house?
I think
in the grand scheme of things.
I don't. Yeah, I think they're more of a smaller.
We need another Dallas. We got Raw and Son. Who else is up there?
Lakewood
Lakewood. Been around.
for a little while for a good bit.
Yeah.
Deep Ellum.
Deep Ellum.
Maybe Deep Ellum is Baratheon.
I think that's a good one.
Yeah. Any other houses? Is that it?
Those are we covered all the major houses.
Okay.
Oh, House Bolton.
Bolton.
Yeah. You know Ramsay Bolton, the bastard. The ones that like turned against the Starks.
Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. Turned. Who's turned?
Another sellout. Maybe Revolver.
Yeah, that's Revolver. That's perfect.
Yeah. All right.
Perfect. All right. Now that we got that covered.
Yeah.
Is anybody still watching?
Let's see. Man, we were getting a lot of views. We got a whole 4 people watching.
Yeah. All right. Do we count for how many of them? Cool, man. Is that enough GOT talk?
I guess we didn't really get into the show too much.
Well, I think everybody's watching the show. Do we need to get into the show? I mean, now now it's just speculation.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. Look at Preston. I wonder if he can hear us right now.
I don't know.
He's checking out. I wonder if they're going to get their hug. I like that woodwork. I want him to do that woodwork on our wall behind me. Right? That'd be killer. Hey, this B52 beer that I'm still sipping on.
That's not B52 beer.
That's true. This is a Weizenbach, right?
Yes.
From
New Braunfels.
Oh, dude. Kelly Meyer.
Yeah. What'd you think about this one?
I love it.
I do too. It's really good.
Kelly's got some serious. Kelly should be a. They're sour. They're in that sour game.
Yes. Because
That's a lager in there.
Okay.
of course, man.
I'll wait till he puts his earbuds back in.
Yeah. I kind of want to listen to what he's saying.
Nah.
Yeah.
No. We need more comments. Let's see. I saw, who did I see that was on? Of course, Graham. Thanks, Graham. Of course, Josh Haley. Alan was on. Is Alan? Alan, are you still on? Tim. Who else did I see? Valentina?
Yeah, Valentina jumped on. Good old Honey Hole.
See, yeah. All right. I never called her that. I'll let you guys continue that tradition.
Well, I think that was a Schomburg thing.
That's cool. Yeah.
I just jumped on the bandwagon.
Hopefully Schomburg can come back in and
I miss Schomburg.
Tell us all about his trips. He's been on a lot of places lately.
He's got a lot to talk about then.
Yeah, he does. But anyway, anything else we need to talk about before we wrap? I want to say thank you.
Oh, you know what? I just realized I've had this Preston Brown triple box up this whole time.
Triple Bach?
Triple Bach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be back. See, there he is.
Yeah, there he is.
And let's see if he puts his earbuds back in. He's working. Yeah. That's a look inside to see what's going on. I want to, I think today was a really solid show.
No, it was. It was really good. Like,
when we
had Josh on, we were up to like 15
live viewers.
Yeah, that's about as good as we get.
Yeah, you know what? Live in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Watching this show.
I mean, I think we get a lot. We'll get a lot later on.
Did Josh ask any questions from Houston Beer Guide on YouTube? Were you able to keep up with that?
Yeah, I kind of watched it. He didn't really ask any questions.
Okay. Any comments?
No, not really.
Okay. I didn't see anything on. I didn't see anything on Twitter as well. We need one screen or 3 screens really for all our stuff.
We need more people.
we
we currently have 3 people watching on YouTube.
Well, there you go. And
so,
we got
hey, YouTube people.
We got people listening on Mixler as well. So
that was it was a solid show today, in spite of the fact that Catherine wasn't here.
You know what? I don't know that we've ever had a 10, but
yeah,
consistently hitting those 8s.
Yeah,
like we've been at it for a year, right? And we've got some awesome sponsors like the Grain Cellar.
Yeah.
And
hey, Jeffrey's back.
Jeffrey's back. What's up, bro? And we can get support from our listeners by clicking on our Amazon link, our affiliate link. Do we have a full screen for that or anything?
Not yet.
We'll work on that.
I'll I'll put it on my list of stuff to do.
We have a very long list. But liquidlunchshow.com
I would call
/
the laundry list.
Amazon. Or just go to our website, liquidlunchshow.com, and click on that big A. Because everybody shops on Amazon, for sure. And every little bit will help pay for all these hosting fees and doohickeys and microphones. And
Yeah, we reinvest in the show.
One thing I didn't mention today, bugger me. I watched a little bit of Braveheart last night. Do you do that? Like when you see a movie streaming that you've seen 100 times, you're like, you know what, I'm just going to watch like 10 minutes of it. You ever do that?
Oh, yeah. And of course, it's never 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then you end up watching it over like 3 days or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't mention that the Texas Craft Brewers Festival, September 30th, happening in Austin. And
Liquid Lunch will be there?
Liquid Lunch will be there, and we're working out some details, and we'll have all of those details ready for you.
I'd love to have us a big showing.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
It'd absolutely be just a whole
What would
heaping helping of fun.
Really be cool is if we would have like decent internet connection out there and we could go live that whole time.
You know?
I mean, I doubt that's going to happen.
Hey, you never know.
You never know, though.
You never know.
I mean, there's going to be thousands of people that are trying
to
getting on the internet.
Yeah. Preston, are you going to the Texas Craft Brewers Festival up in Austin on September 30th? Are we delayed again?
Uh-oh.
No, I'm going to be right here manning the store.
That is prime.
Until I can actually afford an employee, it's me.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, what?
I don't know.
I'm going to look up our link real quick to those tickets.
Maybe somebody can
It
volunteer.
got quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah.
What were y'all talking about? Internet?
Yeah.
We were talking about the Craft Brewers Festival.
Yeah, Craft Brewers Festival. If we have enough internet, we're going to broadcast live. If not, we'll be posting all day long.
Yeah.
September 3rd. We're all going to be up there. That'll be the first time we've done this show with all of us in the same place.
I know. I have never met Catherine before.
Yeah. So it's going to be, I don't know what's going to happen. It may be the beginning of something awesome, or it may be the absolute end of everything.
Yeah.
Let's go with the beginning of awesome.
Yeah.
The beginning of something Austin?
Awesome.
Be that. It'll be that for sure. Have you ever made a Weizenbach, Preston?
I have, actually. Yeah. It's a wheat beer, usually it's a malty wheat beer, kind of dark, probably 20 SRM. Oh, look at there.
Yeah. That's from New Braunfels, Kelly Meyer and the crew.
Oh.
They make some great beers.
Loving that.
Yeah. I need to get up to New Braunfels, just hang out.
I highly recommend this one.
Did y'all see where Austin Beer Works is now going to be in San Marcos?
No, I didn't hear that. That's awesome.
Yep, brand new stuff there. Brand new news. That's
All right, let's see if we can do this here. I'm going to try to pour a beer into the glass.
Mm.
You know, I pour over this laptop all the time.
So what you're saying is it's amazing.
And I'm worried that one of these days I'm going to actually pour beer into the laptop. And
right?
It will be the end of the show.
Forever and ever.
And that's the end.
Unless somebody wants to donate me another laptop.
Right. Well, if enough people click on our Amazon affiliate link at liquidlunchshow.com/Amazon or the Amazon link on our website and bookmark that thing.
Do they make like waterproof covers for laptops?
I'm sure they do.
That you can still type on.
Yeah.
That definitely be a good
book.
investment.
Yeah. Yeah, they have
They
like
make
for
a tough book.
Yeah, for like oil rig workers and construction site workers.
That's true, but we're talking buying another. That doesn't include buying another laptop.
Right. I don't know. They have what's called Saran wrap. That could work. If you want to get your tickets to the Texas Craft Brewers Festival, liquidlunchshow.com/Texas Craft Brewfest. Texas Craft Brewfest.
I'll be right back.
Liquidlunch.com/Texas Craft Brewfest. Do you have to go again?
Yes.
He broke the seal, ladies and
broke the
gentlemen. Do
seal,
we have
man.
a sound effect for that? I wish we did.
Glug, 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 glug.
Broke the seal. I don't know, Preston. I don't know.
So, Josh.
Yes, sir.
So what's been going on, man? How's work?
Work's fine. This is way more emotion consuming than work is. I've been at my job long enough to where it's like I go in, I do it, I come home. That's the best, everything other, it allows for me to do this. So in that way, it's a great blessing.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. The summer's always busy, right? I don't know how much people care about hearing me talk about my kids and stuff, but they're here all the time in the summer, and I love having them around. But what do you do, when you're so used to going and doing what you want during the day, just on a whim?
Oh, yeah. No, I agree. You got to keep them busy, otherwise they're monsters.
Well, they stay busy enough, but they keep me busy along with them, and that's the thing is it's this struggle, right? It's like I want to do all this stuff on this show and get it going and make everything look pretty and record and edit and yada yada yada, but then my main priority in life is making sure my kids are taken care of and everything. So I know I'm doing something good, but then it's like
family has to come first.
Yeah, but it's like it pulls you want to be in two places at one time, so you just have to keep that in mind that the summer's not that long, just enjoy it. So
that's right.
We got a couple more weeks, and then they're back in school, and I'm back to doing interviews. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about sitting down and doing some long form interviews again. I really enjoy those.
Heck
you guys
yeah.
miss me?
No, we're talking about me. I don't. Once I get into me, everything else fades away.
Yeah.
What else has been going on? I don't know. That's about it. Just hanging out,
Yeah.
living life, doing a little traveling.
How's your beer doing there?
This beer's, I love it.
No, do you want me to?
No, I'm good.
Top it off?
I think I'm good. I'm savoring. That's one thing as I've gotten into my mid to later 30s. I'm not late 30s yet, but later. I've learned to really savor and enjoy a beer. I don't need to try 4 or 5 different beers a night like I used to.
This is only the second beer.
I know, but
Two beers.
I'm getting deep into this one because the flavor nuance changes as it warms.
Mm-hmm.
You feel free to do whatever. Get whatever you want out of the beer fridge. We got a ton of beer in the beer fridge.
Oh, there's a ton of beer right here on the beer table.
That's good. Yeah. I love Brett beers and wild beers, and
Now, I do envy Preston's job because it's actually encouraged for him to drink on the job.
That's right. That's the best part of this job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get to talk about beer all day long for
when you get
my entire
home.
career from now on.
When you get home, what do you talk about with your wife? Just anything?
Game of Thrones, the 100, waiting for new seasons of different things coming on. And
what are you watching other than Game of Thrones?
we've been binging the 100. We started off with the first season and then thought they canceled it. And then found out, on Netflix, and then found out that they didn't cancel it, so we're catching up right now.
Yeah, we finished the latest season of House of Cards. It took us a little while. We have a gap or like a hole at night. The kids go to bed 9:45, 10, and then my wife falls asleep like that at 11. No matter where she is, and she could be standing up. 11 hits, and it's just like. And so we got to get a show in, and it's like that last scene of Game of Thrones is typically me elbowing her in the knee every minute and a half.
Wake up.
So I saw it. I saw what they did. And then House of Cards. Do you watch House of Cards, Preston?
No.
What about you?
I watched the first 2 seasons.
This season, okay, so it took a little bit of a dip in season like 3, 4-ish, like in kind of that
I haven't
middle.
watched it since season 2.
But 5, this season that they currently just did was great.
5 seasons.
They're gonna, and 6 will be coming out eventually. 5 to 6 is that sweet spot.
So,
do any of you guys watch The Preacher?
No, haven't watched it.
No.
Oh.
So do y'all watch like? So my wife got me hooked on Modern Family.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And the main reason is Sofia Vergara.
Oh, well, yeah.
Just saying.
I can see that.
I never
saying.
That's one of those shows where my wife started watching, and there's like, I'm guessing, Preston, you guys are like us. You have like shows you individually watch.
Yeah.
And then you only catch bits and pieces of it, and sometimes they pull you in, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to get on that. But that's only like 1 in 10. Like the other 9 out of 10, it's like, I'm not watching that. That sounds dumb. Like a lot of those crime drama shows, I watch them I'm like, ugh, that's so dumb. Like because you only hear like bits and pieces, and it's like, especially when the case is wrapped up in one episode. I forget the one that has Dharma or Greg from Dharma and Greg. I don't even remember what that one is. But I'm just like, oh, that's so bad. And then she's like, shut up, I don't shit on your shows. Like you do too.
Today.
Right.
Yeah, because I watch good shows.
Yeah, right. Or I watch them while you're asleep, laying there in bed until 2:30 in the morning. Gosh, so stupid. Like I was up to almost 3 last night watching YouTube videos and.
Yeah, but you don't get home till like 12:30 at the very earliest.
Still, I got to get up and do this. I was up at 7, and so.
So you watch YouTube videos? What channels do you watch?
I'm all over the map. There's a What Culture Wrestling. They do some really good videos. They've been doing this series. They did one leading up to WrestleMania, and then they're doing a series leading up to SummerSlam, and they go through however many weeks back they need to start to hit each year that they've had the event up until the week of the event. And Adam, what is his name? Adam Blampier. They're from England, but he lost a bet. Now he has to go by Plumpy. Anyway. And they do movie reviews and things like that. They do some really good stuff. What
Sounds
culture?
awful.
They do movies, video games, and wrestling. And they actually have their own wrestling league over in England. I don't know. I watch that. I've been watching a lot of Jordan Peterson, the psychologist, the University of Toronto. I think he got kicked off of YouTube. He had his own YouTube channel.
How do you get kicked off of YouTube?
When you're too conservative.
All right. Oh, so speaking of YouTube.
Apparently.
So there's this song, and you guys might know it. I just learned about it. Well, my nephew, he's 7 years old. I guess it's his favorite song, called Despacito.
Okay, never heard of it.
All right.
What?
All right, Despacito. So I looked into it. I still haven't heard the song, but so it has gotten 3 billion hits.
Wow.
3 billion hits since January.
Billion since January.
3 billion video views.
What is it?
So it's a song. I guess it's like the big song right now.
Like, what does the Fox say was big?
3 billion.
That's a lot. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what, half the world's population?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think everybody, half the people.
In like 8 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You can't. This is the only time in history that something like that is possible.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, but I'm just saying we live in such a weird spot. Like, like terrestrial radio, like TV, classic TV.
You want me to play the song?
Oh, do you have it? Are we gonna get kicked off of YouTube?
Well, I could easily find it and play it.
I guess you can do the audio. I think you can do the audio.
I've actually never heard this song. I've heard my little nephew. He sings this song. He's 7. And he loves this song. All right, I'm gonna find it.
All right, you find it. What else do I watch on YouTube? Joe Rogan's podcast. I'll listen to it audio version on the way home and then cue it up for video. And if I fall asleep listening to that, it's fine. He's had some really good guests lately, all over the map.
I changed my mind.
What else do I listen to on YouTube or watch on YouTube?
Well, Liquid Lunch, of course.
Yeah, I rewatch
us.
Every time. That's weird, right? To watch yourself?
No, you watch yourself. You see what you can improve on.
Maybe it's telling that I don't.
Give yourself some constructive criticism.
Just saying.
Yeah.
No.
I need to work on this. I liked it when I did this.
Yeah.
You don't do that? No. I guess I'm the only one who I don't do that either.
No. Well, when I re-edit the podcast and all that stuff, when you do a podcast, you hear the podcast like 3 or 4 times straight, and then it's like, I'm done. Put that one.
I can't stand the sound of my voice.
Man, we can't either.
Then why do you give me this microphone?
I mean, we had them. What do you do?
I mean, you had a chance to not give me this microphone.
That is true. What else do I watch on you? I feel like I've got more videos than I watch.
I guess I'm kind of geeky. I watch build videos and
I do those too. Yeah, gardening
Lara
videos
Kampf and DigiKey and AV. Let's see.
I watched the VMix Fun Time show.
Yeah, I do
what?
that too.
VMix is this program that we're running here.
Yeah.
With the boxes and everything and the tickets.
Excellent program, by
the way. The VMix Fun Time show. They're out of Australia. and they stream a show once a month, and man, they are so Australian. Like their haircuts and their accents and everything, it's just so, and like their mannerisms, they're so Australian. But they have so much cool stuff with this software, so badass.
So guess what?
What?
We're up to almost 500 views.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
Today?
And we're still live.
Well, hey, 500 viewers watching this. The Grain Cellar.
Views.
The Grain Cellar right there in the middle of your screen.
Right here.
Middle of your screen. Yeah, that's Preston.
Yeah.
You got any homebrew, home winemaking, home distilling questions?
Awesome.
Call him, email him, message him on
good.
Facebook or Twitter. He's all over there. Send him a picture of yourself on Instagram.
Make sure it's tasteful, please.
No.
Tasteful. Tasteful
Art
people.
over
My wife
art
watches
over decent.
this. Make it tasteful.
Or
I mean-
art. If it's not tasteful, make sure it's artsy.
Yes, if it's not tasteful, make it artsy.
Yeah.
So that you can
Definitely gotta be
plausible
artsy.
deniability is all we need. Wow. Well, thanks. 500. That's 1,000 eyeballs, probably. I mean, give or take.
Yeah. Well,
there could be some people.
one
with
would
it.
hope, right?
Well, for their sake, yes. But it could be there could be a few people with eye patches, which in that case,
In that case,
Thank
we want
you.
you on our show.
Yes.
Because
Or-
we've never had a pirate on our show.
Or there could
to
be
date.
the occasional person with 3 eyes.
Y'all are crazy.
We don't know. There could be. Mind's eye.
There was a He-Man character with 3 eyes.
Mini Eyes. His name was Mini Eyes, right?
No, I think he had 3 eyes.
Speaking of cartoons, Preston, 31 years since the original Transformers, the movie, the cartoon movie came out. 31 years.
Oh.
Did that rock y'all's childhood like it did mine? I'm guessing not.
That's just sad.
I'm guessing by the crickets that know.
No.
No? Okay. That was a big
That's
deal.
just sad.
Yeah. Did you ever see Transformers, the movie, the cartoon?
No.
Yes.
I did not.
Well, if it's 31 years ago.
I remember before Transformers, there were GoBots.
I remember those. I had some GoBots.
Yeah.
But
So are you the good guys or the bad guys? What's that?
the Autobots or the Decepticons?
Decepticon.
Yeah, Decepticon or Autobot?
Oh, an Autobot for sure.
My favorite Decepticon, I think, was the cassette tape player.
Yeah, what was his name?
There was a guy who was a cassette tape player, and he shot out cassette tapes that turned into like whatever.
Yeah, Laserbeak was the
Yeah.
bird.
But
Rumble was the little robot that had the little
Yeah.
arms that caused earthquakes. Who else did he have? He had a cat. I can't remember the cat's name.
cassette player.
Yeah. What was his name? My buddy Aaron would be so upset with me right now because there was also the radio on the Autobot side. He was just a radio. He didn't have. I think he might have had tapes, but he was like orange and red and silver. Anyway, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So, Soundwave.
Soundwave, yes.
Yeah.
And what was the robot, the radio's name on the GoBot? I mean the Autobot.
The radio.
Yeah, the good guy.
There's like a.
He was a jam box.
There was a jam box.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't remember. Soundwave and gosh, I don't remember. Sorry, Aaron.
All right. So Laserbeak.
Laserbeak was the bird that came out. He was a
Yeah.
bad guy.
Yeah.
What was the cat's name?
There's Rat Bat, Ravage, Frenzy, Rumble, Space Case, Wing Thing, and Shockwave.
Okay.
Micro cassette.
It was a mini disc. That was like the early '90s reboot. The mini disc.
No, I'm pretty sure that was
and
still
the-
straight up 80s.
And the CD player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Soundwave. There was one that was
An Autobot. An Autobot radio jam box. And he talked kind of cool. I remember. My favorite was Mirage because he was supposed to disappear, and I remember getting the toy, and the toy did not disappear until you just lost it.
And then it truly disappeared.
Yes. We didn't officially sign off on our audio feed, but it just...
You just quit.
Yeah.
It just died.
Well, we get 3 hours.
See ya.
Yeah.
I love you, man.
Yeah, we get 3 hours, and that's it. We don't
No,
need to publish
whatever.
a lot of these.
I say good riddance.
To the listeners?
No.
There was like 4 people in there.
No.
Sorry. Well, you know what? If we get to a certain point, we'll go 12 hours.
You know, we could. I'm just thinking.
Could we fill 12 hours
we
of
could
beer
easily
audio?
do like a 2-hour show now.
Of course.
Yeah.
I've been telling you that since
Blaster.
Blaster.
Thanks.
Who said that?
Dowdy Cox.
Thank you, Dowdy. Where are you seeing this? I'm not seeing the comments.
Awesome.
It's on. He's watching this on the Facebooks.
Oh, I need to.
I think I just looked. He probably told me his name was Soundwave before I looked it up.
Oh, why am I not seeing any of that?
And apparently, like the cassettes killed Optimus Prime.
Did that in the movie?
I don't
Is that
know.
who did it? And then Hot Rod became Rodimus Prime.
Those deadly cassette tapes.
Hey, that tape comes out.
I know.
How come I'm not seeing any of the? I'm not seeing any
Now
of the.
I actually have had a big collection of cassette tapes.
Cassette tapes are fine. Did you have any Transformers?
You know what? Transformers were kind of like got big right about the time when it wasn't cool to have toys anymore.
Okay.
And then, looking back, I'm thinking that was kind of stupid because it's still cool to play with toys.
Is it? It is now. You can get away with anything now.
But my brother had like all sorts of them, and of course I'd still like play with the toys.
G.I. Joes?
Yeah.
Love G.I. Joes.
Needed G.I. Joes, but yeah, even like the G.I. Joes was like, because I was just getting into middle school about all this time, and all this was coming out, and it wasn't quite that cool.
Daddy doesn't think the cassettes did it. I don't think they did either. He had a fight with Megatron, who became Galvatron because he lived in Galveston or something. They all changed. Ultra Magnus brought him back to life, but changed. He was almost dead.
Yeah.
Because Starscream threw him right out the door.
Yeah.
You don't remember any of that, do you?
No, Star Wars. That's where it was at. Star Wars.
This is only like 2 years later.
No.
Whatever.
Star Wars.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, 31 years, Daddy. 31 years. Just Transformers the movie. It's crazy.
Apparently I was too old for Transformers.
I remember something vividly that is over 30 years ago. That's weird.
What do you remember vividly?
Transformers the movie. I remember going to the theater to see it.
Oh, it was in the theater?
Yes, it was a huge deal. Did you know? Okay, Optimus Prime
remember
freaking died in that movie. Kids they lost their shit. They lost their shit, and so they changed the G.I. Joe movie. Duke was supposed to die in the G.I. Joe movie. Total rewrite, because kids couldn't handle it. We couldn't handle it.
They were going to kill off Duke?
Yes, Optimus Prime, way bigger deal. Duke wasn't even like the only leader of G.I. Joe. Because you had Sergeant Slaughter, you had Flint, you had General Hawk, you had all these people. Optimus Prime was the leader of the Transformers.
Didn't Optimus Prime die, like sacrificing himself to save others?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, okay. I maybe I do remember something like that.
Yeah, but then Hot Rod, what was the thing he opened up, Dowdy? He had this like ball with the thing, and he opened it, and only the chosen one could do it, and Hot Rod became Rodimus Prime.
Chad Pilby mentioned me in a comment. Let's see what he said about.
I don't know
about me.
Yeah, it was sad, Dowdy. You remember it? Thank you. All right. Well, dude.
Oh, you just joined.
Me?
I just got a message. Josh Stewart joined.
Yeah, I was in an old chat apparently. All right. Well, you're gonna have to go, dude.
Enjoyed it, Josh.
Excuse me.
Thank you. It's good to be part of it. Aren't you gonna have to go?
Who, me?
Yeah.
What about you?
Do you work today?
Yeah.
I don't have to be there till 3.
At the
I
same
mean, till
time?
4. I'm not there till 4.
Oh. Well, it doesn't take an hour to get there, right?
Huh?
Are you trying to get me out?
No, I'm saying it's almost.
trying to get rid of you.
I'm
They're
saying
trying
it's
to get
almost
rid
2
of me.
o'clock.
You
We'll go
are
until 2
trying
o'clock.
to get rid of me.
I don't want you to be late.
Dude, it's 2 o'clock. Does it take an hour to get to work?
It takes 32 minutes.
All right.
If there's no other issues.
So I have like at least another.
If you leave
I
by
have at least-
18, you can cruise.
I have at least 30 minutes to drink.
Oh.
All
Let's
right.
pound beers.
Yeah.
Chug,
Yeah.
chug, chug, chug.
Well, I got since Josh isn't helping me finish this.
Well, I didn't say. Look. What's the ABV on that?
6 something.
There you go.
I'm gonna be tired tonight.
Yeah, you are.
Be so tired.
What was the Weizenbach? What was the ABV on that?
I don't know.
Higher, right? It's probably like 8, 7.5.
That would explain a lot.
Mm-hmm. Does it say?
I don't know.
Weizenbach tells me higher, but Wild tells me lower, right? Preston, generally?
Sometimes the bugs can eat the alcohol.
It says, "Pucker up. This beer is sour."
Yeah.
Doesn't say.
Preston, do you have any recipe kits, maybe like clone brews, for any Houston area breweries or anything like that?
Yeah, I've got like the Yellow Rose and Neighbor of the Beast, and Presidio La Bahia, a couple others, I'm sure. But all those guys are my friends.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want something like that, I can find it and get a hold of the brewery and get close at least to what they're doing.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
easy.
Yeah. Never done a clone brew.
84%?
84%. Jeez.
84? That's distillation.
Right?
It says 8. Okay, maybe 8.4.
Yeah. I called it. I was like 8, right? I said 8.
Wow, that's actually pretty strong.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't think people are going to
I don't think it's going to
I think we're going to need to go 4K before that's...
Oh, there it is. It got it.
Sort of.
No, it totally got it.
Yeah, okay.
So we're going to get Kennedy to hook up to start brewing beer, right?
I did.
Yeah. Ooh, let's talk about what Kennedy's first batch, what his first brew should be.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I mean, you're going to walk him through it, right? So...
Yes, because
Absolutely,
I need a lot. Well, all right. So I went over to TD Mike's house when he brewed a batch, and it got after being there for like 3 hours, it got it got really boring, and I left.
Oh, are you one of those that can't pay attention for more than 20 seconds?
No. What?
Okay.
Hey, wait. What'd you say? I wasn't listening.
That might not be great for
Do
your...
you, are you ADHD?
No, but I did recently take an OCD test, and I got every question right.
I don't... Right.
Literally 100% OCD.
Huh.
Well,
they
you'll
like
fit
showed
right
you
in.
3 images and like said find like the difference, find the one that was different.
Yeah.
Everyone was like that.
Did you do it again, though, to make sure they don't just tell you what... Because they'll cater to what you want to hear.
Oh, shoot.
I mean, does anybody want to be 100% OCD?
I think so. If you're taking that test, it kind of tells me that you want to be a little
Yeah,
bit.
you want to get 100, right?
No, so he got to the point of the brewing process where he was oh God, I'm gonna sound like an asshole here.
Chilling?
No, it was so he
what?
The,
What did you see? Just tell us what you
The
saw.
saccharification where you're
No,
soaking
so-
the grain?
Yeah, so like the grains are soaking in the
Yeah, mash. The mash out.
All right,
mash
so
in.
it's like slowly dripping before like the big boil.
Yeah. And that's,
that was-
that's as far as you got.
It was taking forever.
That's what you just go...
No, it literally took like 2 hours. Do you have this like a cooler with
Yeah.
like this thing
I've seen the brewing process. I
Okay.
understand.
So it's like dripping into this, and it I guess because all the grains are like clogging up the I don't know, the mesh part.
Mesh.
The mash tun, right?
Yeah. So it was like slowly dripping in there, and it literally for like 2 hours, and I'm like, I got something to do. I'm gonna leave.
Well, so the good news, Kennedy, is we can shorten the process for you. I've got stuff, partial mash kits, basically, is what we'll start you off with. That will definitely take some of the time out of it. You can get it done in 4 hours, in and out.
Okay.
And that's with cleaning. So yeah, I'll take care of you. I'll help you out, show you the ropes.
I mean, I was at his house. His girlfriend was over there. Or he's not his girlfriend.
It's his girlfriend. His fiance at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Might as well be.
And so I'm just, it's just like dripping, and like this whole process. I mean, I was cool with everything up until then, and it's like this small little spitty stream just going. And he's like, "Yeah, I gotta get like 5 gallons in there," and it was just. I'm like, all right, I gotta go.
Maybe you stick with.
No, if I was at home, it'd be something completely different because I'm at home.
Well, he does keep his house at like 78.
Yeah, his house is pretty warm.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I also have to add to this. This was.
Yeah, it's horrible.
This was my.
When I go over there, I automatically go to the thermostat and just turn it down without him.
This was also my birthday.
That's how you spent your birthday?
Well, it's the Bearded Fox show.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
And then I went out with him and Kate, and we went and had pizza at Mellow Mushroom.
Okay,
Love
that's solid.
that
That's good.
place.
Right.
And then I'm like, I never watched like the brewing process. I'm very interested.
There's videos that would.
Yeah, and so I went
get
over
down
there,
on
and everything
15.
was cool, and said
Right.
until we got to the part where I'm just sitting there waiting for this this drip, this stuff to come out, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm out
Yeah,
of here.
so he was doing all grain.
I believe so. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
So just FYI, you don't have to do all grain to make good beer. As a matter of fact, the Best in Show at at the KGB
Big Bash Brew Bash.
That's a lot of bees.
Yeah.
Big Batch Brew Bash.
A lot of bees.
was extract kit from my store. So
Really?
it's absolutely.
I love that.
So you can make good beer with extracts. Don't let anybody fool you.
So this he has like a ice chest, I guess, and the bottom of this ice chest is this long tube that has like a I don't know, like a screen over it, and so all the grain was just like clogging the screen, which caused like the water to flow through it really slow.
Right.
And he says you don't want to move any of that grain off the screen because you want to get as much grain into the water as possible. And so that's what was taking so long. I don't know. I don't know if he's doing it right or not.
There's as many ways to brew as there are brewers. So
Yeah.
his way is his way, my way is my way. I can show you shortcuts.
You should do brew in a bag.
Brew in a bag?
That's one, definitely one way. The other is to add a lottery aid like rice hulls. That will also help.
Yeah. Give you a little more space, a little flow, more flow.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
much
you know,
more flow.
I'm open for anything, but I am really, really interested in learn how to brew.
I'm wanting
For
to.
sure.
It's not cost effective.
Sure.
It's not cost effective at all. But you've seen you helped me go pick up that freezer. I have a chest freezer. Then I'm going to make into a
Yes.
keezer. I may move it in here. I may put it in that corner over here. Move the guitars upstairs and move that barrel over here, just in case anybody's wanting to know.
We need some decorations in here.
Okay. We need signage.
Yeah,
Preston,
I
how
do have
attached are you to that grain cellar LED sign behind you?
I think it's permanent here.
I will say this: I do like that Cantillon.
The flag?
Yeah, the flag.
No, it's a centerpiece to everything we got. But
Good story behind it too.
What was I going to say?
I don't know.
More signage.
Signage,
I
yes.
need to give you guys a sticker, don't I?
Something, yeah. We need some over the shoulder signage.
So
I've got a cool sticker.
There's a huge space right behind Josh, kind of right under between like the other side, the Eighth Wonder and the Cruising Coolers. I want to say that's got grain cellar written all over it.
I'm liking that idea.
Yeah.
Although the picture that's on the screen doesn't. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, right under the Bears flag
Yeah.
or Beers flag. Is that
Yeah,
beer?
the Eighth Wonder, the
Yeah.
pennant,
Yeah. Yes.
or maybe to like the between that
Right
and
there.
the Cruising Coolers.
We can always move other stuff. I'm just
There's-
saying.
You need
But
to
yeah.
redecorate,
Dude.
because no one sees that Southern Star that's right above the. That's right. Yeah, the top of it goes to about the top of that.
Well,
Eighth
that
Wonder.
was I didn't realize what the shot was going to be. Sorry.
Well, now you know.
Yeah, now I know. Can't get it. It can't be perfect.
Yeah.
Try, but I can't. Anyway.
Yeah, I got a nice sticker for you guys.
Okay. Now I want to
do
do
something.
I want to do more 1 gallon batches. I know they're not cost effective at all, like in any way, shape, or form. But I can't get through that much beer. Like 5 gallons worth is so much beer to get through.
Yeah, you're still working on your pumpkin porter.
I quit on it a long time ago. I wonder what I wonder what it tastes like now.
It's probably fantastic.
Maybe I'll have to clean out the line though.
Yes.
Ugh.
Have you ever been to a bar?
Yes.
And they don't clean the lines.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking of a certain one.
No names.
In the Spring Woodlands area.
Well, we don't know for sure what goes on.
And they do not clean the lines. And I had a Yellow Rose there.
Mhm.
Loved that beer. And I drank it and I almost threw up.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Did it taste like movie popcorn?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Or
I was like, what the F?
Cardboard, wet cardboard.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you ruin this beer? This beer's fantastic.
Yeah. Preston, what do you think about Cicerone certification? Do you
I think
that-
it's fantastic. I think it's one of the requirements that any of the beer slingers out there should be getting.
Yeah.
They should know what they're selling and how to take care of it. Everything. I mean, off flavors. Leo from Spindle Tat, he's got his level 1, and he's currently working on his level 2 right now.
Yeah.
I only know that because he came in for grains for his level 2 cert. So
Yeah.
it's something that every one of the beer slingers out there should be doing.
I'm in that same category. I've got level 1. I know there's a level 2 test in December at DeFalco's? Not DeFalco's, no. Faust.
Yeah.
Faust? Somewhere.
Something like that.
Someplace.
I know it's in December.
Yes.
Because he talked about it also.
Yeah, and I've done an off-flavor class with Bev.
Right.
Where we got to drink...
InBev?
No, Bev.
All right. Good.
Bev Blackwood.
Bev Blackwood. And we got to drink baby diaper beer. And dirty baby diaper. Which was...
Interesting.
Yeah. And all the different off flavors. So I feel like I could pass. And I read a lot of the style books and everything. You see all these books, Kennedy? I've read them all.
Did you read that one about water?
Actually, not all of it.
Oh.
Turns out water's a very dry topic.
Damn it. I was going to say that. Damn it! I was leading up to that joke.
Dude, everybody. Palmer himself makes that joke. That is a tough book to get through. For the Love of Hops was excellent. Stan Hieronymus is a writer, and that guy brought hops to life. That's a great one. I haven't read Malt or Yeast; they're on the list, but I've been trying to read through the classic beer style series books. I just finished Belgian Ales, which they need to redo all those books. They need to update them. Like Continental Pilsners was done in like '92. Preston.
Oh my god, this book looks awful.
Just because there's no pictures.
Yeah.
Talks a lot about water chemistry. And
all right, so does this really have as far as you've gotten? Because it's got this.
No, I got further than that.
Yeah.
If there may be a Post-it in there somewhere to tell you how far I got. I don't know. I don't remember.
You can scan the ISBN here for you for the yeast book.
Oh, for the yeast book, you know what you could do, Preston? You could go to liquidlunchshow.com/Amazon.
Amazon, there you go.
Yeah.
You could buy it and get a little kickback here. Or go to the Grain Cellar if you're in Humble. Pick it up.
No, I'll send you to Amazon.
Okay. But, yeah, you could pick it up and learn all about some yeasts. Malt is the newest one. It was started out with yeast, then hops for the love of hops, and then we got water.
Chris White and Jamil Zanjashera on the yeast book gave me permission for my yeast class to use their stuff, so that was cool.
Oh, that's cool.
That was really cool of them. Yeah.
Yeah, Jamil has isn't he on the Brewing Network? Doesn't he do a show?
Yeah, I believe so.
One of those shows. They do some good stuff.
When brewing, is yeast infection a worry? You have to worry about. Do you have to worry about getting a yeast infection?
Yeah, possibly. Depends on the style you're brewing and where in the process you are,
or how deep it goes.
Yuck.
Yeah, as long as you're boiling everything afterward, you're fine.
Okay.
Anything pre-boil,
Yeah.
there's very little chance of contamination.
All right.
So, just FYI, yeast infection. If it's a yeast, it's not infected. It's purpose. It's purposefully.
Bacterial infection.
A bacterial infection is totally different. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Okay.
If you read the yeast book, purchased on Amazon through liquidlunchshow.com/Amazon.
Yeah.
then there you go. Actually, we've gotten a handful of people.
Yeah, you told me the total.
Yeah, it's gone up since the last time we talked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
has it gone up by $1?
more.
Speaking of yeast, I just got a shipment in.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got Dogfish Head's shipment.
Oh yeah. What'd they
Yeah.
send you?
I don't know, but it's the wrong shipment. I was supposed to get my shipment, and they sent me Dogfish Head.
Oh, is it a lot more? Or are they doing like pilot stuff?
No, it's for their pilot stuff. I'm sure that they sent me a
You could
message earlier.
totally scoop the world on
Here she
like.
comes. Watch. Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are
I'm
you?
live. How are you?
You're live on the internet right now.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey,
I'm
is
on
it?
the internet. That's against code.
Right up there.
Is it
I wish we could see what was going
I
on.
know. Is it FedEx or
They couldn't
UPS?
find you yesterday?
No, they couldn't find me yesterday.
Oh, what's wrong with those?
Have a great day.
I worked for UPS.
I know, right? Take care.
I worked for UPS
So
for
this
about
is
3 weeks.
Dogfish Head's shipment, and so I'm supposed to call them and find out.
Are you gonna
where
dog
I'm
them
supposed
out
to turn
for
it
the wrong
around.
shipment?
Hey, we could maybe call him here. Do you have a number to call him? Can we ask for Sam?
I have White Yeast's number. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna call Dogfish.
I can't call Dogfish Head directly because it's the company White Yeast.
Okay. I was gonna say we could call Sam, get him on the show, get the whole thing straightened out.
Call Sam.
Get right now, right?
Yeah, I've never met nor talked to Sam, but I know people that know him, and so I know the names to drop. I don't know if that gets me very far. But. Have you ever met Sam Calgione?
No, we were trying to get him on the radio show whenever I was on there.
Yeah. To no avail.
To no avail.
I don't know how often it gets down this way. It's I find it all very interesting to watch Dogfish, Stone, New Belgium. Who are some of those other guys? Brooklyn.
2,000 people reached.
Noise. 2,000
2,000 people reached.
in one episode.
Let's do some more name dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I find it interesting to watch those guys.
So at least 2,000 people. know
Oscar Blues or
Oscar.
Oscar. Yeah, I find it interesting to just see how they navigate the current tide. You know, I feel
Y'all
like.
want to see what they ordered?
Oh yeah, let's see what they ordered.
I got to open it up anyway. Put the ice block in.
There you go.
Back in the freezer.
Let's see what they ordered. Let's see what they're working on.
You got a drum roll?
I do.
I know, right?
I do.
Ta-da.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see what Dogfish Head is working on. This is exclusive I'm sorry, not
Liquid Lunch.
interview.
You can say
Liquid
plug for
Lunch.
Whatever. It's all the same.
It's not all the same.
Packing material. Oh wow, that's a different kind of container.
Whoa. Wow. It's an extreme brewing container, extreme yeast container.
Yeah, a brick of yeast. How
Ooh,
about
wow.
that?
Take a bite. Tell me what it tastes
Oh,
like.
it's the actual Dogfish Head label.
Oh, you think it's like a proprietary blend?
Yeah, I do. It's got to be.
You
see it?
You think yes? Do you think there's any on the outside of the package? You could just do like a swab.
I can't. That would be bad.
I mean, if it's on the outside of the package,
that would
and you
be
just
wrong.
happen to be walking by.
Dogfish Head has their own.
Oh, house yeast. I bet everybody
Proprietary
does,
yeast,
right?
yeah.
Doesn't St. Arnold have their own? And
Well,
most bigger.
so just FYI, Dogfish Head, I'm taking it right now to the refrigerator to store that bad boy for you guys.
Just so you know, Dogfish Head. Grain
They
Cellars
watch your
got you
show,
covered.
right?
I'm sure they do.
Grain
Actually,
Cellars got you covered.
Yeah.
Only looking out for the best interest.
I will say this:
That's right.
Dogfish Head. Check out their Ask Dogfish
Ask
series.
Dogfish?
Hashtag Ask Dogfish.
Oh, I thought you said ass Dogfish.
No, that's the person that sent the yeast to Preston was the ass.
Oh, right.
How does that get to you?
Hold on. Isn't Dogfish Head the one that's opening that hotel?
They already no, that's Brewdogs.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Dogfish Head does have an inn though, but it's all right there in Delaware. They're in Delaware. They're in Rehoboth.
Rehoboth?
Rehoboth Beach or whatever.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
a single Delaware.
Rehoboth.
City.
Dover.
Except for Dover. Wait, isn't that the capital?
I don't know.
What's the capital of Delaware?
Yes.
Providence.
That's Rhode Island.
Mount Pierre.
Well, you just saw it.
I think that's like Mount Pierre is like Nebraska or
it's not Nebraska.
Or
There's
like
a mountain.
the Dakotas or something.
Oh, Mount Pillier.
Yeah, I think that's like a Dakotas. I used to know, man. Damn it! I used to know all the capitals.
Delaware City.
Delaware City. No.
Springfield.
That's what happens to you boys and girls when you drink beer.
You forget your capitals.
Beer and old age is not a good combination. I'm just discovering
But how does their yeast get to you? I mean,
That's a good question. And my yeast is nowhere to be found.
Grain Cellar, Dogfish Head.
Yeah, this
DEFG.
same, right?
I guess.
It actually has my name and my label on it, so.
Let's see. I could look up the number for Dogfish. We could call them. You want to call it? Try? We've got the.
Hey, Dogfish Head. Yeah,
Well, they messaged me
Hey,
yesterday.
Dogfish Head, I've got your yeast.
Mary Chalmers Thorne from Dogfish Head messaged me.
I think she does HR
Oh,
or
no,
something.
wait a minute. Sorry, no, wait a minute. All right, sorry, wrong.
Mary, no, Mary's with Thistle.
St. Arnold, yes.
Well, no, wait. She's formerly with St. Arnold. Is she
Yes.
still with St. Arnold? She's not. Mary does the Thistle shop over on 20 on 20.
Yes, exactly.
They're not open yet, but I've been watching the progress and I can't wait.
Yeah, me too.
What is it?
For sure.
Yeah, it's right around the corner from. Where were we at the other day? Anyway, where was
Tapped.
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 Yeah. So maybe, and then so
Brew House and Kitchen.
yeah. So hopefully it gets
Good
to be
place.
a little like region over there, you know.
Yeah. I haven't been back. I need to go back to that place.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a single dude. You can go wherever you want, whenever you want.
Huh.
Why don't you go? Why don't you go now?
All right, I'll see you later.
All right, so her name is.
It's on the way to work.
Emmy Richard Garlett. AIMEE Richard Garlett.
Okay.
She works in the lab at Dogfish Head in Delaware. And she received my message. I mean, my yeast, not my message. And then messaged me about it.
That's so weird. That
Oh, I guess that's better than you receiving her yeast.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure she's.
I gotta go to work.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, Kennedy. All right. How long?
She's got
I'm sure
a great profile picture.
all ladies are lovely.
All ladies are lovely. Good answer.
Yes.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
You sure?
Yes.
You're willing to stake your reputation on that?
Sure.
What if they're a member?
First of all, what reputation?
There's that. What if they're a member of Al Qaeda?
I'm sure it's not their fault.
What if they volunteered on their own?
I doubt that.
You don't? Okay.
I'm sure
Could
there
happen.
are extenuating circumstances.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up here because we've.
I gotta go to work.
Yeah, you got to go to work.
Yeah.
You got
Gotta
time.
go
Hold
to
on,
work.
don't shut it down yet. We got music.
I'm not shutting it down.
We got 2.5 minutes
I'm
of
gonna
music.
let it wrap up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because that's just the kind of guy I am.
Thank you. Well, I have to say, everybody, check out the Grain Cellar. Preston Brown there, middle square.
Yes.
It's
not really square, but
X's
okay.
and O's, hugs and kisses all around. Free hugs.
I kind of feel
free
like
hugs.
going to Grain Cellar just to get a hug.
Just to get the hug. It's totally worth the
You know
drive.
how long it's been since I've had a hug?
Don't even want to know.
Yeah.
Y'all, thank y'all very much for having me on today.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Preston, you're welcome to come on anytime.
You're welcome in that center square anytime. What was the guy that was always in the center square with the glasses?
Kennedy?
No. Joan Rivers was in the center square a lot, but what was that guy's name?
Oh, on the Hollywood Squares?
Yeah. He had kind of the flippy hair, dirty blonde hair.
Fat guy?
No, he's a comedian type guy.
Oh.
I don't know what he's doing now. Obviously, he's still very popular.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Obviously.
I just remember Joan Rivers and Alf was on there every once in a while. Anyway.
Bruce Valanche.
I have no idea. Anyway. All right, everybody check out the Grain Cellar. Graincellar.com, at Grain Cellar on Twitter and Instagrams and all that stuff. And go by and tell Preston you love Liquid Lunch and get that hug.
Yes.
And get the home brewing.
The best hugs ever.
Yeah, the best hobby you can have. Home fermentation.
Cheers,
All right.
guys. See y'all later.
Thanks,
All right,
Preston.
thanks, Preston. And of course, thanks to Josh Haley from Texian for coming on and letting us in on what they got going on there, and everybody who commented and everybody who was here. And next week, Catherine will hopefully be back off of assignment.
God,
Maybe
I
Schomburg will be here from his
God,
travels.
I hope so.
And Kennedy, great job as always. And
you're being nice.
The internet, thank you. And Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Mixler. They're all there for your access. Periscope. Next week, I'm gonna try to get the drunk dial line back and up and running so we can get your calls.
Oh, was it not working?
I don't know.
No.
Too late to check now. But anyway. We're here each and every Thursday for your listening, watching, and beer education pleasure. We're Liquid Lunch. So for Kennedy, for Catherine who's not here, Josh Haley, Preston, the whole gang, I'm Josh Stewart. We'll see you next week right here, Thursdays at noon, Texas's live midday craft beer show, Liquid Lunch. Download this show on iTunes. And this song, buy it. Bowling for Soup. Hooray for beer.
Hooray for beer!